Chris Plant here, excited to tell you that we already have over 100 listeners booked for our July 2026
Mediterranean
Sea Cruise. If you haven't,
it's obviously
it's
working.
Join in on the
You motherfuckers, all of you. Andy, Jara Wiggin, Alpesh Patel, all you dumb motherfuckers. Yeah, you're a real piece of shit, Wiggin. You ain't got the balls to come up here right now. You ain't got the fucking hair on your nads to come up here and face me, boy.
Streaming TV. Get started today at BuyAntCTV.com.
The Florida coast. Verbo has
the only way you're going to be able to beat me is here. You can't do nothing to me in them other chats. What are you going to do to me? Talk about me?
Exclusive perfect sunsets for your teen to miss because they're on their phone. 57,000 exclusive patios where Grandpa can man the barbecue in his Kiss Me, I'm Flamus apron. 57,000 exclusive hideouts to gleefully ignore your email. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip.
Are your patients asking you questions, perhaps about managing?
I'm not sitting in front of the camera. It's because I'm out in my kitchen trying to get some things done that I want to do.
Now is the time to talk about Dovato.
That I need to do.
Dovato, a combination of dolutegravir and lamivudine, is a treatment option with.
It's a fucking mixing bowl. There's two others like this. One's medium size and then a small. It's a fucking mixing bowl.
Including box warning. This ad is for U.S. healthcare.
It's not a dog dish.
By Vive Healthcare.
Could use it as one, I guess.
Jamie Witten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Chevrolet, the Baltimore-Washington Parkway remains with the stop and go near 450, and that takes
just showing your true colors there, Alpesh.
Ongoing, inbound 50, that's a good choice. That delay through Chevrolet, that is actually easing. Beltway delays to the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, still persisting. Interloop back near Route 5, Branch Avenue, and that's from our earlier crash.
That's a trip doesn't own jack shit.
With the police investigation.
Why? Is your dumb ass live right now? You fucking skinny ass motherfucking punk. God save us if we fucking, this guy is on the front line fighting battles. He even admitted he's too much of a coward to go in the military. Then yeah, you're a coward because you're a weak ass motherfucker. And this platform right here allows you to be Mr. Tough Guy. Ain't none of you motherfuckers tough.
71 in Washington, John Matthews.
We ain't nothing but a fucking coke dealer. Masquerading as a fucking Christian father.
That's COIN to 95819. We'll text you back to confirm your entry. Data and messaging rates may apply. Please don't text and drive. It's $5K a day on W.
Oh, he's live. Wow. Boo boo. Boo little boy. Are you mad, Alpesh? Well, I'll be in my kitchen. I'm not turning you on, though. Fuck you.
Welcome one and all to the Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert.
You're an ignorant motherfucker. Other people can talk about you if they want, though. You ignorant motherfucker.
You're all fired, right? Yes, and you're all fired, too. He's already been fired. That's Stephen Colbert. He's fired into the future, but they're going to pay him millions of dollars on the way out the door. It's good to be part of the Democrat Party's propaganda machine. Yeah, last night they thought they were having a Spartacus moment. And they live in a delusion. They live in a fantasy world. The government had nothing to do with. The Trump administration had nothing to do with. President Donald Trump. Nothing to do with. The White House had nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel throwing himself on a grenade because he's another bloodthirsty ghoul, a Democrat moron. Pretty standard stuff, really. And a very good and happy Friday to you. Welcome back once again. We continue to be at 888-630-9625. The funeral and memorial service for assassinated conservative Charlie Kirk is this Sunday in Arizona at a football stadium, and it's expected to be very well attended. A lot of big names, not the least of which is President Donald J. Trump. Back now from the United Kingdom, where King Chuck had him over there for an unprecedented second state visit, never offered or given to any world leader ever in the history of the world before Donald Trump. A couple of other American presidents have received state visits, George W. Bush and Barack Hussein Obama. And Hussein, he's out there saying all kinds of wacky stuff. He's one of the most divisive individuals in the history of the country. I would say certainly the most divisive president in the history of the country. You know, the left is. He was mentored by a communist as a teenager named Frank Marshall Davis, a card-carrying member of the Communist Party. But that's not important now. The big funeral is on Sunday, and a great many noteworthy people expected to attend. ABC News with the headline today, federal agencies are tracking security threats to Charlie Kirk funeral because Democrats will be Democrats. You know, my mother, who was the mother of 6 boys who all grew up to be men. Isn't that a coincidence? What are the odds of that? I think that couldn't happen in a Democrat family today. And wait, the mom had 6 boys and all the boys grew up to be men and not Democrats, not girls, not cross-dressing, transgender, mentally ill, Democrats. No. But isn't that a man? She used to say, boys will be boys. And now Democrats will be Democrats. That is to say that, this weekend they'll shoot 30 people in Chicago and kill 5 or 6. And nobody will bat an eye. And the Democrats will say, hey, pretty good, huh? Last weekend we had 8. That's, they like the killing. They really do. And political assassinations, definitely their bag. Only if you look at the history of assassinations in the United States of America and how Democrats assassinated Abraham Lincoln in 1865, the first ever Republican president, by a slavery-loving Democrat. And James Garfield in 1881, not too much later, Republican president assassinated by a Democrat. Then William McKinley, and the Democrats took the name of Mount McKinley off and decided to make it a Native American name instead, like they won something. William McKinley, the Democrats assassinated, Republican president in 1901. Finally, a Democrat president was assassinated in 1963, but that was by a communist. That was a communist. Either that or the CIA. You decide. It could be the deep state. Also shot and wounded, but not killed, Teddy Roosevelt. He was a post-president running for president again. And, of course, Democrats shot at Gerald Ford twice. One was a member of the Manson family, which the Democrats think was a pretty good family. Because by their standards, the Manson family was close. They enjoyed Thanksgiving dinner together at the Spawn Ranch and things. They watched TV together, things like that. But the Manson family, definitely a Democrat family, wouldn't you say? I don't think there's any doubt about that, looking at values. And then Ronald Reagan was shot, of course, by a Democrat. Donald Trump was shot and wounded. And Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the Democrats in 2025. Did you see the Democrats there? They tried mightily to label the assassin boy as a Republican. See that? Because there's no lie too big for them to tell. It's the old Joseph Goebbels thing. Make the lie so big that no one will dare to not believe it. And the Democrat Party lives by that Joseph Goebbels credo. Isn't it amazing? Our Democrat Party. Very, very sad. And now federal agencies are tracking security threats to Charlie Kirk funeral. Federal law enforcement agencies, a new assessment released on Thursday, said that they are tracking several threats of unknown credibility against people planning to attend Sunday's Charlie Kirk Memorial in Glendale, Arizona, where the big football stadium is. These people include the subjects, the targets of the threats coming from the Democrat Party, threats of violence, of assassination. ABC News says those people include President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and members of the Kirk family. Members of the Kirk family are being threatened because, that's what the Democrats do. Violent extremists and unaffiliated lone offenders may view the memorial service or related events as attractive attack targets due to the attendance of these individuals, other senior U.S. government officials, state and local government officials, and political activists, and due to major international media attention, because even the Iranians are reporting on it. Now, who's more dangerous, Iran or the Democrat Party? I've been asking this question for some time now, haven't I? And ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Who's more dangerous, ISIS or the Democrat Party? You really don't even have to toss a coin. You know who it is, hands down, looking at the last handful of years in the United States. So the memo issued by agencies, including plural, including the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the Secret Service, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, which is not just a convenience store, but also a federal agency. The memo was distributed to law enforcement and government agencies and obtained by ABC News. ABC News obtained the memo. I wonder if it was from an anonymous source. I think it probably was. The report comes as DHS, Department of Homeland Security, earlier on Thursday designated the funeral as a special event assessment rating. And that becomes an acronym, SEAR, S-E-A-R, Special Event Assessment Rating. It was a backronym. First they came up with SEAR, then they attached the words to it. It's our government. It's a Special Event Assessment Rating Level 1 event. DHS official told ABC Fake News. They've got, ABC News, they got George Stephanopoulos in the morning, and he gets $30 million. He was never a journalist. He was in the Clinton White House, and then they immediately hired him and said, can you pretend to be a TV journalist? We'll pay you millions of dollars. And he said, well, okay, I can do that. And then they have The View. This is a Democrat Party propaganda apparatus just on ABC network. And then The View, where you have radical left-wing nutcases like Whoopi Goldberg, whose real name is Karen Johnson. Her real name is Karen Johnson. It's not Whoopi. It's not Goldberg. She's an anti-Semite, and there's nothing Whoopi about her. No one has, well, I don't want to get into making Whoopi. We'll leave that alone. But isn't that amazing? And then they've got, let's see, the ABC Nightly World News Tonight, I think they call it. And we were just playing some of one of their reporters the other day coming up with incredible, gigantic, fatuous lies. Their ABC News reporter. What was his name? Matt Gutman, making fun of. And then at night, you've got, good old Jimmy Kimmel. Although, I don't know about you, I looked at my TV last night, and I hit record for tonight because tonight ABC stations are going to be airing a tribute to Charlie Kirk, and they last night, you know what they had on, Michael? Did I show you what they had on last night? They had on Celebrity Family Feud. They had Family Feud, but it's not the normal Family Feud. It's Celebrity Family Feud. We turned it on. I didn't know any of the celebrities. I don't know what maybe the word celebrity means something different now. But they got Family Feud on instead of Jimmy, and it'll probably get higher ratings. It was kind of fun. It was a little bit entertaining. The families were having a nice time. Maybe it was one family. I'm not sure. I only caught the last part. But the Democrat Party, they're really something. So now it's a SEAR Level 1 event, special event rating assessment, because of the threats coming from the Democrat Party for a funeral. And, of course, the president, vice president, the secretary of Department of Homeland Security, a lot of people are going to be there for Charlie Kirk's funeral. And the Democrats, they see it just as another event where, they can be themselves, I guess. You know how they are. So we've got that going for us. Kind of amazing times we're in, not in the best possible way, but there's a lot to get to thanks to the Democrats, and they're really upset about this Jimmy Kimmel thing. It's the end of democracy. It's the end of the First Amendment. It's got nothing to do with the First Amendment, by the way. They're stupid, they're corrupt, they lie all the time, and they're violent. Other than that, they make good neighbors and sons-in-law and all that good stuff. But here's the Democrats. Jimmy Kimmel's suspension by ABC Disney, right? Kimmel's suspension triggers congressional inquiry. And that's all on the Democrats because they're not very bright. And isn't that amazing? And the Advocate is, they're all over it. Representative Robert Garcia, left-wing radical extremist, anti-American, is investigating why the comedian's popular, not so popular, late-night show was pulled after the FCC commissioner threatened ABC over host's speech. Not really what happened, and ABC doesn't care what the FCC says. They never have. They were sued recently and had to settle with President Trump for, what was it, $15 million. I think it was 15, maybe $16 million. It was a lot of millions of dollars because they lie about everything, and they're They're just a political front group for the Democrat Party. Also, did you see, since they're very upset about this, Jimmy Kimmel's suspension raises fear. They love fear, don't they? Of a new censorship era. When was the old censorship era? That's the Washington Post headline today. The old censorship era was the Biden administration. And then, of course, we had the Obama administration. There are all kinds of amazing stories to tell that are true. The Democrats don't tell stories that are true. The Democrats prefer to lie about pretty much everything. But I got to tell you, there was a nice tweet, I think, that came out. And who put this? Oh, it's a Breitbart. It's a Breitbart story, actually, and it's well put. No one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. No, nobody banned Jimmy Kimmel. It's the end of the First Amendment and our Constitution and our republic and democracy itself, according to the Democrats, who, if they're talking, they're lying at this point. And if they're ordering lunch, I think it's not what they want. But here it begins with the good people at Breitbart. No one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. That happened to Trump. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. That did happen to Trump. What about that with Twitter and when the Democrats and Obama and Biden were using the FBI and the Justice Department against the political enemies of the Democrat Party, which is everybody in their right mind, and they used the IRS against their political enemies. If you belong to a Tea Party group or a Patriot group, they use the IRS to target you, try to keep you on the sidelines in the lead up to Barack Obama's reelection as the, communist mentored Democrat. So no one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. That happened to Trump. They continue. No one conspired to put Jimmy Kimmel in jail. That happened to Trump. No one fired a bullet at Jimmy Kimmel. That happened to Trump and Charlie. What happened to Kimmel is that his corporate employer decided he was no longer a profitable figurehead for its product distributed over the public airwaves. That's it. And I got to say, pretty well put by the people at Breitbart. The Democrats are playing victim because there is no status more exalted in Democrat Party ranks than that of victim. Oh, speaking of which, you see Pete Buttigieg. He's a victim in many ways, a victim of chest feeding. That's kind of a disturbing image. I apologize. But Pete Buttigieg is out taking shots at Kamala because Kamala said, the Democrats, they wanted to pick Pete Buttigieg as her running mate, but you'll never guess why they didn't and what Buttigieg had to say in response to Kamala's whining.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Watch for a lingering delay heading for Chevrolet on the southbound side of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. That's jammed from 450. This goes to the exit ramp that will take you onto 295 southbound Kenilworth Avenue with that crash activity. Looking for an alternate inbound 50 is backed up again near 202. Delays to the Wilson Bridge, but starting to recede. Now as you approach St. Barnabas Road, that's where they begin to the bridge span. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Sunny and warmer today with a high of 87. Increasing clouds overnight, low 65.
I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college. I worked hard to get here, but I never could have made it without my mom. She's not around anymore, but whenever I feel like I'm really struggling, I can just look up and remember that she's always out there, lighting the way and cheering me on. This is for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our graduates.
However your light shines, shine on with MVP Healthcare.
But I don't want to get a flu shot.
You don't want to get the flu again. It's just a teensy little poke.
Hi guys, I know you don't like needles, so I brought Fuzzy.
What is that?
It's a device that uses vibration and ice to help take the sting out of shots.
See, hon, that wasn't so bad.
Wait, You did it already?
Yep, Fuzzy helps. And Kinney is the only pharmacy that has him.
I'm going to tell everyone I know.
Great. They can schedule online at kinneydrugs.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Coverage varies by plan, new contracts, and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
If your car is out of warranty, one major repair bill could wipe you out. Just ask Ludacris.
Car breakdowns can wreck your wallet. But if you've got Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a car repair again. Your rate stays the same no matter how many claims you file.
If your car is under 20 years old, Endurance has you covered with unlimited miles. Get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits free. For your free quote, visit EnduranceWarranty.com. That's EnduranceWarranty.com.
This week on Celeb News, the Hollywood glow-up you never saw coming. It's DirecTV. They're shaking things up with flexible options that fit any kind of taste and budget. They only look like $1 million, baby. They got packs with live TV and streaming for one sexy low price. Slay! Wait, DirecTV is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit DirecTV.com today.
New residential customers. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Credit card and restrictions apply.
Going to the gym can be discouraging, especially if you're putting in the work but barely seeing changes. But with Tonal, you can actually see your progress with every workout. Tonal provides the convenience of a full gym and the expertise of a personal trainer anytime at home with one sleek system. Designed to reduce your mental load, Tonal is the ultimate strength training system, helping you focus less on workout planning and more on getting results. No more second-guessing your technique. Tonal gives you real-time coaching cues to dial in your form and help you lift safely and effectively. After a quick assessment, Tonal sets the optimal weight for every move and adjusts in 1-pound increments as you get stronger, so you're always challenged. Tonal lets you choose from a variety of expert-led workouts, from strength to aero hit to yoga and mobility to keep you coming back for more. For a limited time, go to Tonal.com to get $500 off site-wide. That's Tonal.com for $500 off site-wide. Tonal.com.
Later this afternoon on the Derek Hunter Show, the Democratic Party finally found speech they'll embrace. Attacks against Charlie Kirk. We'll talk about it at 3 o'clock on WMAL.
Phones, Michael. Before we get to our audio actualities for the day, and lots of crazy Democrat stories, Stephen Colbert, and what a bunch of schmucks there. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Don, calling from the last train to Clarksville in Maryland. Don, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, nice to talk to you. Listen, I have a theory on the Kimmel thing. I had an epiphany, and I think that Kimmel saw what happened to Colbert because he was canceled with poor ratings and knows his ratings are even worse and figures he's next to be canceled because of poor ratings. So what does he do? He comes up with the most outrageous thing he can think of, that Kirk was killed by a MAGA guy. It's so outrageous that he knows he'll be canceled for saying that. In this way, instead of getting canceled for poor ratings, he gets canceled for what he said, and he goes out a martyr.
I like it. I like it. I got to say, Don, it's impossible to be too cynical when it comes to the Democrats today. And I think you just proved that because, it makes perfect sense. He saw, and you're right, he goes out there and he says these ridiculous things. He's got a room full of writers and producers that come up with this stuff and review it, and he presumably reviews it himself. And so this ought to do you in. And it's probably in his contract that they've got to pay him out anyway. And, they pay him $15 or $16 million a year. He reportedly has a net worth of over $50 million. He's got a place in Italy and, home in Italy. And he said, well, that's it. I'm going to have to leave and go to Italy. Like that's some kind of hardship duty or something. They're amazing people. But you're right. The show sucks. It gets no ratings. They have a hate cult in the audience. They clap assassinations and murders. They applaud. And now he gets to go. He's been working for long enough. He's earned enough money. And I like it. And there is no status, Don, more exalted among Democrats than that of victim. And now he becomes a martyr and a victim.
Right. And it couldn't be better for him. Better for him.
And it couldn't be better for him. That's exactly right. If he's canceled just because his ratings are awful, then it's not like he goes down in history anyway, but then he's just out because his ratings were terrible. But this way, you're right, he's taken one for the left-wing team. He's having fun with political assassinations, as the Democrats have done again and again over the years. They really like assassinations, don't they, Doug?
No, without a doubt.
You hear the music we're playing?
Yes, sir.
What is it? Oh.
Clarksville, very good.
It's Last Train to Clarksville. Isn't it great?
This is the Chris Platt Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Keep alert if you're on the Beltway Silver Spring. Crashes reported out of Lapeer University Boulevard. That's keeping us below speed before New Hampshire Avenue. Out of also heavy across the American Legion Bridge heading into Virginia. And delays prime starting to recede heading to the Wilson Bridge inward through Oxon Hill. Baltimore Washington Parkway heavy through Chevrolet to exit on Kenilworth Avenue with that crash activity. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Sunny and warmer today with a high of 87. Increasing clouds overnight, low 65. What does a smile in Ocean City, Maryland sound like? Are you smiling yet? Of course you are. After all, Ocean City, Maryland is somewhere to smile about. Plan your trip at OCOcean.com.
This ad is brought to you by GSK. Have you considered starting Ojara momelotinib for your appropriate patients? Review the efficacy of Ojara, including data from our head-to-head trials, Simplify 1 and Momentum, at startojara.com. That's startojjaara.com.
I'm Gianna, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
But I don't want to get a flu shot.
You don't want to get the flu again. It's just a teensy little poke.
Hi guys, I know you don't like needles, so I brought Fuzzy.
What is that?
It's a device that uses vibration and ice to help take the sting out of shots.
See, hun, that wasn't so bad.
Wait, you did it already?
Yep, Fuzzy helps. And Kinney is the only pharmacy that has them.
I'm going to tell everyone I know.
Great. They can schedule online at KinneyDrugs.com.
Going to the gym can be discouraging, especially if you're putting in the work but barely seeing changes. But with Tonal, you can actually see your progress with every workout. Tonal provides the convenience of a full gym and the expertise of a personal trainer anytime at home with one sleep system designed to reduce your mental load. Tonal is the ultimate strength training system, helping you focus less on workout planning and more on getting results. No more second guessing your technique. Tonal gives you real-time coaching cues to dial in your form and help you lift safely and effectively. After a quick assessment, Tonal sets the optimal weight for every move and adjusts in 1-pound increments as you get stronger, so you're always challenged. Tonal lets you choose from a variety of expert-led workouts, from strength to arrow hit to yoga and mobility to keep you coming back for more. For a limited time, go to Tonal.
I'm eating.
To get $500 off the site. That's Tonal.com for $500
Colton
off.
Jarl.
Tonal.com. The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HART. That's code HART. $200 in bonus bets instantly. Win for first $5. Plus, over $200 in NFL Sunday tickets for YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus agent eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Portland, Ontario.
I could kick this up a notch, melt some butter, and drizzle some real butter on it. Then your hands really get greasy.
Sunshine savings at Wicked Auto Sales. Plenty of late-model vehicles with low miles on the lot right now. The loaded 2016 Lincoln MKF, only $15,999. Or 2020 Acura TLX, beautiful, low miles, just $27,999. The 2018 Toyota 4Runner, 59,000 miles, would look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Wicked Auto Sales and Auto Licensing. See them online at wickedautosales.com. The used car leader.
WMAL, making sense of the border, because laws either matter or they don't. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
We had some new names over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Communist authoritarian propaganda. ABC Network, they're fine with it. George Stephanopoulos in the morning, The View later in the morning. ABC World News with Matt Gutman in the evening, and then Jimmy Kimmel. Demented, mentally ill propagandists. Now, who at that point did not know that the guy with his thinks he's a transgender boyfriend, and like, oh, his father's a Republican. So the Democrats said, we'll blame the Republican Party. Now, what really happened? And I just read the, because it's fun and it's true, from the Breitbart people. No one barred Jimmy Kimmel from every major social media platform, but that did happen to Donald Trump. No one conspired to put Jimmy Kimmel in jail, but that happened to Donald Trump. Who's authoritarian? No one fired a bullet at Jimmy Kimmel that ripped through his ear, but that did happen to Donald Trump. Isn't that amazing? And again, the people at Breitbart point out that what happened with Kimmel is that his corporate employer decided that he was not profitable enough as a figurehead for their product because the public doesn't like him. Now, yesterday, the good people at the New York Post, because they pay attention, remember they reported the truth about Hunter Biden's laptop while the Washington Post, the New York Times, and ABC News and late night TV were all doing Democrat Party propaganda about Hunter Biden's laptop, and the intelligence community, penitentiary face Brennan and the corrupt government bureaucrats in the intelligence community, as it's called, although they don't live in the same neighborhood, but they lied. They lied about it. They said, oh, this has all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. It was John Brennan spreading the Russian-style disinformation as the Communist Party voter that John Brennan famously was and is, as far as we know. But here's the good people at the New York Post yesterday. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings were plummeting before ABC suspended him for Charlie Kirk comments. And the story reads, Jimmy Kimmel's late night show was bleeding viewers before Disney-owned ABC pulled the plug and suspended him for his comments on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Nielsen data, the Nielsen ratings people, Nielsen data showed sharp summer declines and a year-long slide that leaves him trailing late-night rivals such as Fox News' Greg Gutfeld and even CBS's Stephen Colbert, who they've also fired, but they're going to let him finish out his contract and collect millions and millions of dollars. According to monthly Nielsen figures, Jimmy Kimmel Live dropped to just 1.1 million total viewers in August of 2025. That's down 43% from January, when he had 1.95 million viewers. His August household rating was 0.35, marked the weakest showing of the year. That's for the month of August. Now, in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic that the Nielsen people love so much, his ratings cratered. Jimmy Kimmel's show averaged 129,000 viewers in the coveted demographic, 129,000. This is a nationwide show, goes into pretty much every household, every broadcast. You know, you get it with your antenna. You get it on every cable station, every cable system. And he had 129,000 viewers. This is, late night TV. This is late night TV. It's supposed to be big audience. But it's not, because he's not funny and he's a weasel and a political hack. And now, don't worry about him. He's, according to all accounts online, he's worth $50 million. And they've been paying him $15 or $16 million a year to do a bad job in his show and to get 129,000 viewers. But in August, again, in the 18 to 49 demographic, the only thing they care about, 129,000 viewers in the month of August. That's down from 212,000 in January, less than half of their peak in June of 284,000. So he successfully cut the audience in half, the audience that they care about, and it's down to 129,000. CNN in the middle of the night probably gets that many viewers. Well, maybe not. With his ABC contract set to expire next year, the slump raises questions about whether Jimmy Kimmel Live can regain momentum against Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and cable TV insurgents, again, like Greg Gutfeld and like Newsmax and like so many other places. Jimmy Kimmel's deal with ABC runs through May of 2026 under a 3-year extension signed in September of 2022. And industry reports put his salary at $15 million to $16 million a year, with some outlets noting that bonuses can push his annual earnings above $20 million. So don't feel bad for him. It's not a hard job or anything. It's quite easy. Anybody could do it. There are cab drivers that would draw a bigger audience than Jimmy Kimmel's been drawing. Honestly, random, just pick him out of a lineup outside a hotel, cab drivers. Despite ABC's indefinite suspension of the show, the network has not announced any change to its contractual pay. So don't feel bad for him. Don't cry for him, Argentina. The New York Post.
All right, back in the kitchen.
From Kimmel and ABC, but they're the New York Post, so neither Kimmel nor ABC will respond because they're not bootlick media, which is what the Democrats are comfortable with and what they expect, naturally. Now, by comparison, CBS's Late Show with Stephen Colbert, also terrible, held the top broadcast spot with 2.57 million viewers and 281,000 in the demo, the coveted demographic, as they like to call it, despite also losing ground year over year. These guys are left-wing political hacks. What did Stephen Colbert say last night on his television show, where they've also fired him, but they let him stay and collect his paycheck until he's done?
Yesterday, after threats from Trump's FCC chair, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air indefinitely. That is blatant censorship. And it always starts small. Remember like in week 1 of his presidency, Gulf of America. Call it Gulf of America. Sure, seems harmless, but with an autocrat, you cannot give an inch.
But with an autocrat, Stephen Colbert, who's mentally ill, says you cannot give an inch. And this is what CBS puts on in late night. That was last night, and I heard the violence slapping his hand. And yeah, you can't, because Gulf of America, and, shoot everybody because Gulf of America. We surround a lot more of the Gulf than Mexico ever did, but never mind that. They're not on our side. They're anti-us. They're anti-American. Also, does anybody remember, and I think most people don't, and that's perfectly reasonable, is that Rosie O'Donnell. Remember Rosie O'Donnell? She moved, sadly, to Ireland, which is terrible. And Rosie O'Donnell, she got at it yesterday on the social media, thanks to the patriarchy. And she's ranting about how her show was canceled because Barack Obama. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. That's Roseanne Barr. And I just started rising. It's Roseanne Barr. Too many idiot lefties. I was thinking about big, fat, loud lesbian Rosie. That's what I was thinking of. But you're right. It's Roseanne Barr. I apologize. Not Rosie. And she was yelling yesterday that it was Barack and Michelle Obama that got her fired from her ABC primetime network show in 2018. Roseanne Barr posted what the Democrats said was a racist tweet about Valerie Jarrett, who was senior advisor to President Barack Obama. And it says right here, which led to the cancellation of her hit TV show. Oh, wow. Isn't that amazing? Roseanne Barr's comments and subsequent attempts to explain them drew widespread condemnation. You'll never guess from who. And then what happened? Barack Obama was president of the United States, and Big Mike is his alleged wife. I guess Barack Obama's still insisting that he's straight. Is that going on? Hard to say. But the Los Angeles Times tried to do a story on it, but their heart wasn't in it. ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show has echoes and contrasts of Roseanne Barr firing. The hugely popular star of ABC's lineup was known as an outspoken critic of the President of the United States. But when one comment sparked an outrage, Democrats, they started burning police cars and stuff, the network moved swiftly to yank the entertainer off the air. It was May of 2018, and the star was Roseanne Barr. Hollywood reacted with shock when ABC abruptly pulled the plug on Roseanne, the top-rated reboot of the sitcom about the Connor family and their struggles with harsh economic difficulties. They didn't like that either because they like to lie that when Democrats are in the White House, everything's good. Roseanne Barr's reunion with her television family was an instant hit, becoming the most successful TV series on the network in years. The cancellation came just hours after Roseanne Barr posted a response to a tweet about a WikiLeaks report claiming that the CIA spied on French presidential candidates during the Obama administration. The comedian made a reference to Valerie Jarrett, former top aide to former President Barack Obama, as the offspring of the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes. Right, then she said, so that's what, she's a Democrat, though, she can say that, because Democrats are okay. They're fine. And a reference to the Planet of the Apes film franchise, and said she's a member of Valerie Jarrett of the Muslim Brotherhood. Although Barr, they say, a vocal supporter of Donald Trump in his first presidential term, had long been a fiery presence on social media. The racism of the Barb was undeniable. Executives at the Walt Disney Company, they owned the broadcast, the network it was on, of course, said the post crossed the line, rejecting Roseanne Barr's apology and pleas for forgiveness. Now, what is the Los Angeles Times leaving out? Los Angeles Times is leaving out that Barack Obama made the call to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney at the time, and said, this cannot stand. And then because Barack Obama called. Now, that's actual government interference. And there is, in reality, no reason to believe that Donald Trump said a word to anybody at ABC about Jimmy Kimmel. And they say, the head of the FCC, we played the soundbite yesterday of the head of the FCC, who was doing an interview and mentioned something, but that didn't lead ABC to do it. You take a look at the ratings. Now, the LA Times does get to it eventually, buried very deep down in the story. Cancellation came hours after Barr posted a response to the tweet WikiLeaks, right, during the Obama and President Obama. And they got, but that's just good, because he's, he's the first black president, all that. Barr on Thursday jumped into the fray yesterday of the pulling of Jimmy Kimmel's show, firing off a response to Obama after Obama posted something about free speech, which, he crushed all over the place when he was president, but never mind that. Firing off a response to Barack Obama's ex-post and saying that the Trump administration was taking cancel culture to a new and dangerous level, Barack Obama said on Twitter, which is X. We should call it Twitter X. Twitter, like Joe Biden and Latinx at that. And what's her name? Roseanne, not Rosie O'Donnell, but Roseanne Barr tweeted yesterday, remember, to Barack Obama, remember when you and your wife called Bob Iger to have me fired? And there you go. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah. So she's got out there, she blames Obama for calling Bob Iger to have her taken off the air because she insulted Valerie Jarrett on social media, which is, I think, what social media was created for, isn't it? And the Los Angeles Times then denies it for Obama. The Obamas don't even have to deny it. The Los Angeles Times did it for him. Isn't that amazing? Does it have anything to do with ratings? Might have to do with ratings. I'm just saying. All right, let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Sid, calling from Los Angeles, California. El Sid, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Sid.
That's Tony. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Long time since I've heard your voice.
Yes, well, I just calling. No one remembers Gina Carano from The Mandalorian, who was fired by Disney, I believe, in 2021. No, there was some 3,000 protesters for her firing. She just got dumped. Eventually, she won her lawsuit against Disney, but no, Disney is in the habit of firing people for various reasons. So I don't see the big problem with Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, and they haven't even fired him yet. He's on suspension, and they're still paying him $16 million a year. I don't know if he's going to be getting his ratings bonuses this year, but there it is. And you're right about Gina Carano. She was Disney and Lucasfilms, Lucasfilms settled a lawsuit over her 2021 firing. They don't care. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They paid President Trump $15 million to settle a lawsuit where they slandered him. Gina Carano, they settled a lawsuit, Disney did, over her firing. And they'll probably give Jimmy Kimmel millions more dollars to go away, too. But the Democrats, when do you hear them going crazy? Oh, it's the end of democracy. It's our republic. It's the Gulf of America. It's autocracy. I'm sorry. It's been a Democrat-run corporation forever. Your ratings suck. Nobody thinks you're funny. And you prove it every night. You don't have a TV show. You don't have a First Amendment right to the 11:30 time slot.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. 395 just about cleared out. Just a heavy volume across the inbound 14th Street Bridge remains. Beltway's now bunching up as you come off the 270 spur across the Legion Bridge. Out of in Silver Spring near University Boulevard. You had a minor crash. Watch for some of that stop and go. Finally, good news for Chevrolet. Southbound BW Parkway delays have cleared out. The crash on the exit to Kenilworth Avenue gone. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Sunny and warmer today with a high of 87. Increasing clouds overnight, low 65.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify.
Get everything you need to grow the way you want, like all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot, and turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
But I don't want to get a flu shot.
You don't want to get the flu again. It's just a teensy little poke.
Hi guys, I know you don't like needles, so I brought Fuzzy.
What is that?
It's a device that uses vibration and ice to help take the sting out of shots.
See, hun, that wasn't so bad.
Wait, you did it already?
Yep, Fuzzy helps, and Kinney is the only pharmacy that has him.
I'm going to tell everyone I know.
Great. They can schedule online at KinneyDrugs.com.
Ever wanted to stay on vacation longer? Us too. With Verbo's long stay discounts, you can stay longer and save more on select properties. Freedom of a win-win. Book the perfect summer getaway today with Verbo Private Vacation Rentals. Your future self will thank you later.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois, Florida, and Ontario. Bonus bets expires 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Alaska, it's 4th and goal, and Bob Johnson Ford is calling the play. We want your car, and we'll pay you top dollar for it. Don't fumble that trade-in. Score big at 84 Caprera Drive. Whether it's a beater or a beauty, we're ready to make the winning deal. Visit BobJohnsonFord.com and spike that old ride into the end zone. See store for details.
This week on Celeb News, the Hollywood glow-up you never saw coming. It's DirecTV. They're shaking things up with flexible options that fit any kind of taste and budget. They only look like $1 million, baby. They got packs with live TV and streaming for one sexy low price. Slay! Wait, DirecTV is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit DirecTV.com today. New residential customers. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Credit card and restrictions apply.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Something amazing is happening in workplaces everywhere. Devices are learning how people work and adapting to help them get more done. That's because CDW is modernizing experiences with Dell's intelligent portfolio of devices. Thanks to built-in security and AI capabilities, your teams can work smarter wherever they may be. Dell and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell. If your brain is at full capacity with to-dos, birthdays, and dinner plans, that Skylight Calendar. It syncs your entire family schedule onto a sleek digital display, so you focus on important things like where you left your car. Right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $30 off their 15-inch calendars by going to skylightcal.com/talk. Go to skylightcal.com/talk for $30 off your 15-inch calendar. That's skylightcal.com/talk.
WMAL, making sense of party politics because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Okay. It is Friday. Boy, is it Friday. Yeah, Celebrity Family Feud is on local Channel 7 at night instead of Jimmy Kimmel. And probably getting higher ratings. Let's go to the phones again, Michael. Let us go to Garrett, calling from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Garrett, you're on the Chris Plank Show.
Hi, good morning, Chris.
Hey, Garrett.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I went to a wedding in France last weekend and had a good time. But I really like Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert and other groups, people that might be like that on TV, because it causes those networks to lose money, and I think that's a great thing. And they're too stupid to figure that out because they think their message is more important, so they want to just keep them on. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'll watch Gutfeld or something, So, but that's my thoughts on it. So maybe he'll get his job back and they can continue to lose money.
Well, you're right. I believe, and I'm actually doing a quick lookup right now, but I believe that the Stephen Colbert Show was losing, I am correct, $40 million a year. $40 million a year they're losing on the show. But it's Democrat Party propaganda, so the CBS network just kept paying the money because they're dedicated to the party, not to entertainment, certainly not to comedy, not to putting on good programming, quality programming that people want to see. But, they get invited to the Obama estate on Martha's Vineyard, or the Obama estate in Hawaii, or the Obama estate off of Embassy Road here in Washington, or the Obama estate in Chicago, because they suck up to the left. And it's in the end, it's not their money, it's corporate money. But you are correct, Garrett.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. A new poll from Christopher Newport University shows Democrats enjoying a strong lead as early statewide voting gets underway in Virginia today, with all three statewide races leaning blue, headlined by Abigail Spanberger's 52 to 40% advantage over Republican Winsome Earl Sears. The poll also finds Democrats leading outside the margin of error in the races for lieutenant governor and attorney general, and Democrats enjoy an 8-point lead in the generic vote for House races. Voters in the poll gave Governor Glenn Youngkin a 6-point edge in job approval, but President Trump's disapproval rating was 19 points higher than his approval mark in the poll. The House takes its crack today to try and avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month.
Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes today for this to pass. Democrats have signaled they will vote to shut down the government if Republicans don't cave to Democratic demands to restore cuts to Medicaid and extend Obamacare subsidies set to expire at the end of this year. The Senate is on track to vote on the House-passed continuing resolution no earlier than next Thursday, but it'll face a big challenge. It requires at least 7 Democratic votes to reach 60 votes for passage.
7 News' John Rogers. The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination continues.
Still very active investigation here on the ground in Utah County. That suspect that we've been talking about for days now is in that jail, and he's been there for quite a few days, and he's under close watch. So people watching, they want to know why they're watching him close. It's because the investigators here tell us that he's wearing a suicide prevention vest because before his own parents turned him in, he's threatened to kill himself. This comes as a tribute are pouring in across the country and from President Donald Trump, who was one of Kirk's biggest fans.
Fox News' Alexis McAdams, Kirk's funeral Sunday in Glendale, Arizona. D.C. may finally get something it's been wanting for months, the $1 billion that was cut from its budget by the House GOP earlier this year.
Congressman James Comer says the continuing resolution the House will vote on today to avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month restores the $1 billion. Democrat Congressman Stephen Lynch.
The Senate took it up a long time ago,
And
I've been a proponent for that.
GOP Congressman Jason Smith tells Fox News he thinks the House will pass it. 7 Senate Democrats would need to vote yes to pass it there. Senator Mark Warner.
It appears that we are once again at an impasse.
Smith hopes Senate Democrats
will not shut down government.
Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Good news and bad in Virginia's battle against drug abuse. The state reports a drastic drop in opioid deaths in the past year, whether from prescription pills or from foreign fentanyl. And there are big drops in overall crime, arrests, and other indicators that are tied to Virginia's opioid epidemic. However, there are new concerns. State experts say cocaine is making a comeback, with supplies coming from Colombia, and also xylazine, known by the street name Trank, that's largely coming from China. Arrests for both of those drugs are now on the rise in Virginia. Checking your money. The Dow is up 34 points at this hour. The NASDAQ is up 98. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
This week on Celeb News, Hollywood's newest posse. It's DirecTV's Genre Packs. Curated collections of your favorite channels and streaming apps together. Check out The Bad Boy, My Sports, The Heartthrob, Mi Espanol, and The Hot One, My Entertainment, with Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max included. Starting at just $29.99 a month for the first 2 months. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. New residential customers. All reduced monthly price higher in 3rd month. Cancel anytime. Apps vary by pack. Prices may vary for third parties. Credit card and restrictions apply. 18 plus. See details at directtv.com/genrepacks.
Let's move. We have soccer practice, dance, and a play date.
Life moves fast, so every second counts, especially when it comes to big decisions like buying a car. That's why searching through Navy Federal's car buying service powered by TrueCar is a perfect place to start.
Thanks, Mom.
Navy Federal can help you find and finance the right vehicle so you can go wherever life takes you. Visit NavyFederal.org/TrueCar to learn more. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only. And auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
WMAL traffic and weather. Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway as the rush hour winds down, the outer loop accident was after University Boulevard. It just cleared away from the roadway. Outer loop after that, you'll be in a delay across the American Legion Bridge to the construction in the right lane before the toll road. I-95 southbound is very slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge down to 123 in the Alexandria area of Fairfax County. Buckland Road is closed both ways near Route 1 because of an ongoing accident investigation. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
It'll be hot later today, a summery feel with highs between 85 and 90. It'll be warm this evening with partly cloudy skies. A stray shower possible as a cold front slides through. Highs tomorrow between 75 and 80. We'll have partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy Sunday. Highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
74 now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Late night shows, something's gone seriously awry there. They went from going for applause, from laugh lines to applause lines. They went from being court gestures that would make fun of everybody in power to being court clerics and enforcing a very narrow political ideology.
Yes, the chair of the Federal Communications Commission talking about the fact that the television networks and their late-night programming may not live up to the standards required for licensing broadcasts. Yeah, you're supposed to be when the government gives networks permission to use the public airwaves. There's supposed to be a public interest as a consideration. And the networks gave up on that long ago. It was not enforced, and so they said, hey, let's just be left-wing cranks. Let's do that instead. What do you say? And a very good Friday to you. Welcome back once again. We remain at 888-630-9625. The cable networks are all going berserk now. The Democrats, where were they attacking ICE in New York yesterday? The elected officials, and today they've got a mob outside of an ICE facility in Chicago because the Democrat Party is pro-illegal immigration, pro-open borders, pro-illegal alien gang members. In Chicago, they got, I guess, their Antifa contingent out there as well. The Democrat Party is not on our side. Boy, are they not on our side. I've got a lot of stuff for you today. It was an interesting moment on Capitol Hill with Rashida Tlaib, the lunatic, jihadi, left-wing, radical, extremist Democrat member of the House of Representatives, and good guy member of the House of Representatives, Congressman Byron Donalds from Florida. And the back and forth was really something until Rashida Tlaib got up and stormed out, I think, to go get her suicide vest or something. You know, she's a real fashion maven. Amazing stuff. So we've got that coming up. But the Jimmy Kimmel Show, the Democrats are calling it censorship because ABC made a programming decision, and they haven't even ended the show. But never mind that. Jimmy Kimmel, he's talking about going to Italy because the food's delicious there, and
hard-boiled eggs and toast.
America, affordable seats on jet aircraft. He can fly private, I guess. Take somebody's Gulfstream over to Italy should be no problem because the Democrats, So we've got this, and Governor Pritzker, and we got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They're all pretending that there's some kind of evil, sinister government censorship going on. And it's I've seen no evidence. I'm willing to entertain the notion. I wouldn't be completely shocked if government were involved in something like this. But President Trump kind of tweeted out something funny about it after it happened. And that was it. I believe he was in the United Kingdom when this happened, visiting with King Charles III? I think he was. But the Jimmy Kimmel suspension triggers congressional inquiry. I guess it's the gay newspaper, The Advocate, has the story, and they've got a radical left-wing Democrat, Congressman Robert Garcia, now the Democrats aren't in charge of the House, so it won't go very far because these criminal leftists, they think that a Democrat is entitled under the First Amendment to every late night time slot and every midday time slot and every morning time slot for that matter. But that, Jimmy Kimmel, he's got a First Amendment right to say anything he wants to say. And you've heard this by now, certainly. He's got a First Amendment right to say anything he wants to say, anywhere he wants to say it. But that doesn't mean that he has a First Amendment right to a 1 hour time slot at 11:30 p.m. on the ABC broadcast network 5 nights a week. That's not what the First Amendment says. I've seen the First Amendment. I've read it. Doesn't say anything about Jimmy Kimmel or the 11:30 p.m. time slot. But never mind that. So it is gay California U.S. Representative Robert Garcia, the top Democrat on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, said Thursday he is opening an investigation into what he called corrupt schemes and threats. He just made that up, corrupt schemes and threats, designed to silence critics of President Donald Trump. Really? Because it's been going on for an awful long time, for about 10 years. And President Trump didn't say a thing about it until after he had been suspended. But never mind that. Suspended a sentence. Isn't that amazing? But the gay publication, The Advocate, begins with gay. The first word is gay. That's not that they're playing identity politics or anything like that. Gay California U.S. Representative Robert Garcia said he is opening an investigation into what he called corrupt schemes and threats designed to silence critics of President Donald Trump. That is just a ridiculous lie. First of all, it would take the entirety of the U.S. military, the whole U.S. government, to take action against Trump critics who are shooting people and firebombing Jews and all kinds of crazy stuff. His announcement came after ABC abruptly pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live from the air in response to pressure from Trump allies. Not true. And the Federal Communications Commission. Just not true. Simply not true. Nobody cares about Jimmy Kimmel. Honestly, I don't care if Jimmy Kimmel's show is canceled, and that makes no difference to anybody, except for 129,000 people in the demographic that watch some of Jimmy Kimmel's show. 129,000 people. There are stadiums that hold 129,000 people. And in a nation of 330 million people, he has 129,000 people watching. Stephen Colbert losing $40 million to $50 million a year, according to insiders at CBS. And they're still paying him, although his, after his contract is up, they said you can take a walk too, because they decided maybe they're in business and they want to make money or something rather than just being left-wing propagandists. Isn't that amazing? So the network's decision followed Kimmel's Monday monologue, which took aim at Trump's reaction to the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang. This is Kimmel now. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid. Call him a kid. He's a 22-year-old man. He could have been in the Marine Corps for 4 years already. Who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. So wait a minute. So he's playing pin the tail on the elephant here. And obviously the tail goes on the donkey because the gay guy with his transgender boyfriend, he thinks he's transgender. He's not really, but he thinks he is. They're texting back and forth and Charlie Kirk, I'm sorry, and you assassinated him, and now you're picking 5 more fights. And first of all, that's a lie, and he should be sued, and ABC should be sued for hundreds of millions of dollars for allowing this BS to be spewed out over the national airwaves on their network. So listen, and this is the advocate here. They should be sued for $100 million too. So Jimmy Kimmel says that those MAGA gang, desperately trying to characterize this kid, he's not a kid, he's an adult, who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. Well, he's not one of them, he's not one of us. But doing everything they can to score political points from it. He was trying to score political points while accusing Republicans of trying to score political points when Republicans were not trying to score political points. And then the advocate goes on to say his words were valid. So, all right, you're sued now. Online, people on the right falsely blamed a Seattle paralegal who is transgender for the shooting. Nobody ever saw that. I don't even know what you're talking about, but they're just trying to pose as the victim again. Aren't they amazing? Just amazing stuff. So the guy is a Democrat. He's in prison. He was turned in by his mother and his father and brought to the police by his mother and his father, who are MAGA Republicans, and they turned in their own son. And they're the heroes of the story. But they're in danger now, too, and have to get security because the Democrat Party. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, and they say, oh, yeah, that's valid. Yeah, he's clearly a MAGA guy. That's the lie so big. Just extraordinary. All right, it's only 12 seconds. Let's go to soundbite number 1. Soundbite number 1. This is the original Jimmy Kimmel line that got him in trouble.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and put everything they can to score political points from it.
Yeah, MAGA gang and kid and score political points. He should be taken off the air for 5 different reasons. Stephen Colbert, who's mentally ill and a Democrat, and he's got, I think, $20 million a year by the Democrats to do a show that very few people watch and spreads propaganda like this. But last night, they think they're doing, the I Am Spartacus thing. oh, we're all Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Yeah, you are. And that you should all be fired. And you shouldn't have national television shows to spread idiot, inaccurate, completely wrong, disproven, fatuous Democrat Party propaganda.
Welcome, one and all, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. But tonight, we are all Jimmy Kimmel.
Woo. Yeah, woo. Yeah, we're all Jimmy Kimmel. It's a real Spartacus moment for all of you. And what are you going to go say that the Charlie Kirk assassin is a MAGA Republican? Is that your plan? And again, Stephen Colbert has already been told that he won't have a job there after his contract expires or whatever it is. Stephen Colbert, with this idiotic line.
Yesterday, after threats from Trump's FCC chair, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air indefinitely. That is blatant censorship.
False.
And it always starts small. You know, remember like in week 1 of his presidency, Gulf of America.
Well, we know where Whipperman's getting it from. Stephen Colbert.
Cannot give an inch.
Now, what is that? I got to tell you. Remember when Barack Obama unleashed the IRS on Tea Party groups and patriot groups to sideline them on the lead up to Barack Obama's corrupt re-election? Remember when the intelligence community lied about the New York Post reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop being filled with, a big guy gets 10% cut. That's Joe Biden. And let me see. What else? They use the FBI against their political enemies. They use the Justice Department against their political enemies. They use the IRS and the intelligence agencies against their political enemies. And you talk authoritarianism because Gulf of America? Is that what the... trying to put in prison everybody in President Trump's circle, like George Papadopoulos, a Naval Academy grad, a naval officer who was not kicked out of the Navy for repeated cocaine offenses like Hunter Biden was. But never mind that. Jimmy Fallon apparently has a television show as well. And by the way, that was supposed to be comedy back there, I guess. But it's not. They don't even maintain the pretense any longer of being comedy shows. They're Democrat Party bootlick propaganda shows, and they're given the airwaves for hours and hours and hours every day.
Well, guys, the big story is that Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC after pressure from the FCC, leaving everyone thinking WTF.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I don't know what's going on.
They all say woo.
And no one does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel. And he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
I hope he's decent and loving, but he's definitely not funny. Jimmy Fallon couldn't get enough. And they're pretending it's censorship when ABC says your ratings suck.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried that we won't keep saying what we want to say or that we'll be censored.
Very worried.
But I'm going to cover the president's trip to the UK just like I normally would.
You don't cover it. You're a late-night interview show, comedy show.
There we go. Well, guys, President Trump just wrapped up his 3-day trip to the UK, and he looked incredibly handsome.
They put a fake voice in it. Censorship. It's the government.
His tie was exactly like that.
And it's a fake voice.
Like a color that exists in nature.
And they laugh and they clap and it's Democrat Party propaganda, nothing more. And FCC regs actually require that the networks operate in the public interest and not be propaganda outlets for the Chinese Communist Party. Hey, how'd you like to be living a better digital life? You hear about the news that major credit reporting agency had a data breach recently that affected more than 4 million American people like us, like me and you. This is yet another prime example of why it's so important to have products like WebRoot and their Total Protection Plan. WebRoot's Total Protection Plan includes antivirus protection against emerging threats like malware and ransomware, phishing scams, identity protection for up to 10 devices, VPN, cloud backup, and a whole lot more. The plan also includes up to $1 million in fraud expense reimbursement in case you get scammed, 24/7 U.S.-based customer support, and elder fraud hotline in case mom thinks she's getting scammed, and even identity theft and dark web monitoring. So it's all part of their all-in-one product with the plans for both individuals and families. And right now you get 50% off, half off of WebRoot and their Total Protection or WebRoot Essentials plan when you go to webroot.com/plant. Again, that's half off, 50% off of WebRoot's Total Protection or WebRoot's Essentials plan when you go to webroot.com/plant. That is a fact, Jack. Yes, so they're living in a fantasy world, of course. This was not censorship. He's not being censored. He is still being overpaid. But more of their mental illnesses coming up.
This isn't funny.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
And now a scary story brought to you by Instacart. Saturday was busy, but now it's Sunday, so you're rotting in bed. And that's when you start to smell something rotten. And it's not you. You follow the smell to the laundry room where you find a full pile of laundry and an empty container of detergent. Panic sets in. But then you open Instacart and order everything you need to get your life back together, delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. For one less Sunday scary, we're here.
Son, do you know what time it is?
Your father and I were waiting all night for you to come home.
I'm sorry. We that you're eligible to
Can't
become
help
a
it.
member of Navy Federal Credit Union. Wait.
The old lady used to love the belly. Fucking turned her on. That fucking woman used to climb all over me.
Go to your room and think about what we said. All veterans and their families are eligible. Join today. Navy Federal.
It's pretty obvious our friend over in the UK is fucking mad. I got someone to play with.
And I never could have made it without my mom. This is for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our graduates.
However your light shines, shine on with MVP Health.
Duh, don't suck it in. Duh. Don't suck it in. Duh.
Grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over
Oh,
$2
do I?
million.
I didn't really get the bong for me. I got the bong for other people that come here that like to do bong hits.
Pressing issue that still needs attention.
I'm a joint
The
guy.
state of our retirement savings.
But right now, I'm hiring a fucking kite off of them fucking bong hits I took earlier.
That is now greater than our
Yeah, I
entire
ate.
defense budget for the first time in history. And with global tension still high, it's more important than ever to help secure your financial future.
Charlie, you do realize you're a fucking idiot, right?
Who is offering
That's
you
what I
the
see.
free
You are a
copy
fucking
of their
idiot,
gold
Charlie. You
research.
really are.
The kit contains vital information to help you navigate
So, you,
current
in
and
America,
estimated
you have the right to be
strategies
stupid.
to help you protect your life savings. Get a free gold and silver kit to get the facts and make a decision that's right for you and your family by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You may even qualify for free bonus silver plus a free Ronald.
I'm listening to the news. Fuck you. Look at this fucker crying. Charlie, all your friends are at Elpesh's chat. Andy's there. Patrick Rowe is there.
And enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG Expo. And for a limited
Says the guy that calls himself Acid.
Bring the boom. Expo.
From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship things, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Download the Amazon Music app today.
This ad is brought to you by GSK. Have you considered starting Ojara, momelotinib, for your appropriate patients? Review the efficacy of Ojara, including data from our head-to-head trials, Simplify One and Momentum, at startojara.com. That's startojara.com.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, seasonal, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice.
Rusty started that. She said she started that shit. That's why all them other people fucking call me that, especially Sebastian.
Northern Credit Union, mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
WMAL's Vince Colonnades, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
All right, idiot, hypocrite Democrats don't remember what they said weeks ago because they're clowns and they're not intelligent. Let's go back to, I'll share that with you. Let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to Eric calling from Lubbock, Texas. Eric, you're on the Chris Plank Show.
I was thinking these morons should be thinking that we have a capitalist system only because if we were truly in a fascist system, Donald Trump would be the one firing them publicly.
Well, I gotta say, Donald Trump, as far as we can tell, had absolutely nothing to do with this. The head of the FCC was doing an interview, and he gave a correct answer about what the requirements are for a broadcast license in the United States. And then ABC made a decision after Jimmy Kimmel said something incredibly false, propagandistic. The Chinese communists wouldn't be as shameless as Jimmy Kimmel and his team of writers were. And again, Eric, Donald Trump himself was censored by the left. He was taken off of all and banned from all social media platforms, Twitter and beyond. They targeted Donald Trump and tried to put him in prison. They shot Donald Trump and tried to blow the top of his head off. Then they call you fascist. Isn't that amazing, Eric?
It is. And they should be very grateful that we have a capitalist system, because in the system, there's checks and balances. It's not by one person rules all.
Which is the way the left loves it.
This is the Chris Platt Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. President Trump is talking with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in a push to finalize a deal that would keep the popular social media app TikTok operating in the U.S. The call might also address whether the two leaders will meet in person to hash out a final agreement to end a trade war and provide clarity on where the relations stand between the superpowers. The head of Britain's MI6 spy agency, Richard Moore, says there is absolutely no evidence that Russia's President Vladimir Putin wants to negotiate peace in Ukraine. Moore accuses Putin of, quote, stringing us along. He says the Russian leader underestimated Ukraine. Early voting opens today in Virginia under strong momentum for Democrats. A new poll from Christopher Newport University finds all three blue nominees for statewide races leading their GOP opponents by more than the margin of error in the poll. Democrats also lead the generic House race poll by 8 points over the GOP. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Melwood. Donate your car at melwood.org. Support people with disabilities in your community by donating your unwanted vehicle to Melwood. Donating is fast, free, and easy. Visit melwood.org or call 1-877-MELWOOD for more information.
Around the Beltway now, the inner loop is slow for 123, leaving Tyson's up to the work zone before the George Washington Parkway, blocking the right lane. Outer loop is very heavy now from the 270 spur across the American Legion Bridge down towards the George Washington Parkway, with the roadwork there blocking the right side. 95 southbound, the accident that was after Backlick Fullerton before the Fairfax County Parkway just cleared away. Still pretty heavy, though, from the Franconia Springfield Parkway. As you continue south on I-95, you'll find it well under speed from Route 1 in Woodbridge across the Purple Heart Bridge to 123. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Sunshine today and a high of 80, 77 now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL. It's sunshine savings at Widget Auto Sales. A used car leader.
I'm here.
Plenty of late model vehicles.
As long as I'm here, that's all that matters, Charlie. What do you mean nobody comes here? I'm here. All right. Sometimes it might be one person. Sometimes there might be 11. You never know who's watching.
Look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Widget Auto Sales on out of Washington Street. And see them online at widgetautosales.com. The used car leader.
Can't do business if you're not open.
Ever feel like your car is trying to tell you something? Trade me in. I'm tired. I want a new
Charlie, you failed.
Well, guess what?
You failed at trolling me. All right. You're.
That's right. Whether it's a clunker or a classic.
Everything you do is in vain, Charlie.
Pulaski at 84 Caprera Drive.
You're beating a dead horse.
Live its best life. Visit
Yeah.
BobJohnsonFord.com.
It's.
Your car's dreams come true.
It really looks like you want to fucking suck my dick, is what it looks like. So doesn't Wiggin.
Never saw it coming. It's DirecTV. They're shaking things up with multiple options that fit any kind
Only
of
reason you guys are after me is because I bring all the attention. I bring all the content, all that shit. No, Charlie, I'm not your battle buddy. No, I'm not. If I were, you'd have a wrench. You'd have a wrench in here, Charlie. If I trusted you, Charlie, you'd have a wrench in this chat.
Vrbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation
You can't be
homes on the
trusted.
Florida coast that Airbnb wishes they had. That's 57,000 exclusive
You can't be trusted.
because they're on their phone.
I'm gonna trust you. I'm not your battle buddy. You keep running your suck fuck.
Kiss me, I'm famous. 57,000
You want
exclusive
you want me to time you out? Is that the only reason you're here, Charlie? All right, I'll time you out, Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Here, I'll time you out. There, I did it earlier. I timed you out for a half an hour when I first opened. There, I just did it again. Take a half-hour break. Go make love to your brother and come back. Because you guys are living together and sucking each other's dicks. I'm pretty sure. Why else would he be there? Fucking 58 years old and he's homeless? Ain't got no place to go? Gotta come stay with you. Wow. Have a nice break, Charlie. I'll see you if I'm still here a half hour from now. Time is it? More than likely I will be.
YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You're useless, Charlie. You really are. I would never take you on as a battle buddy. No. No. No, it's not gonna happen, Charlie. You just keep dreaming there, fat man.
Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only. And auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
I mean, what can you say about a guy that Tiffany exchanges pictures with? What the fuck? That wasn't very smart of you, Tiffany.
I've got to apologize. I'm a little disorganized today. I don't know why exactly. Friday, long week. And also we had a great caller. One of our wonderful listeners called in and said, hey, stupid. It wasn't George Papadopoulos that was the Naval Academy grad that was targeted by the Obama administration for abuses by the FBI, the Justice Department, the intelligence community, because George Papadopoulos was targeted as a member of the Trump team by the corrupt abusers of power in the corrupt Obama administration. But I should say that George Papadopoulos went to school at DePaul University and the University of College at London. But never mind that, because it was Carter Page that I was talking about, of course, from the President Trump campaign, who did go to the Naval Academy among other esteemed universities, University of London and Georgetown University, but it was Carter Page, and he was targeted. Also, the Democrats tried to imprison him.
Carter Page was a commander on submarines.
Forever and ever.
He was a skipper.
Imprison Donald John Trump. The Democrats target
naval
their
grad
political enemies like the left does in third world banana republics, and then they accuse you of being authoritarian if you say, let's call it the Gulf of America. Since we surround more of the Gulf of America.
Annapolis, Maryland, the Naval Academy. That'd be a good place to visit.
Also, the Democrats, they used to have a very different view, surprise, surprise, of these matters. And now we've got the corpulent Democrat governor of the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, who tweeted this out. And this is completely berserk. He tweeted yesterday, this is the playbook,
hair is
folks.
tickling my ear.
If you're not paying attention now and doing something about it, then you're going to have to sit down for the rest of your life. You're going to have to sit down the rest of your life because democracy is being taken away. They haven't had enough people shot and killed yet. The Democrat Party is a violent criminal party. The left, around the world, everywhere you find them, violent, murderous, blood-drenched, the killingest bunch of people the world has ever seen. You know, the Khans, the Japanese Empire. Nobody's got it on the commies in the Soviet Union and in communist China and Pol Pot in Cambodia, and of course the Socialist Workers' Party of Adolf Hitler and on and on. But here's Governor Pritzker, and that reminds me of the playbook soundbite when the Democrats using the Russian playbook. Whatever they accuse you of is what they are guilty of themselves, and they know it. Kind of amazing.
It is classic Russian technique to blame on the other guy what they're planning to do themselves.
Victoria Nuland of the Obama State Department testifying under oath on Capitol Hill. The old Russian playbook. And it's what the Democrats do quite constantly. And here's J.B. Pritzker inciting violence because, you're going to have to sit down the rest of your life because democracy is being taken away. And that's because Jimmy Kimmel was suspended by ABC. Now, your mentally ill hysterics are really out of place. Also, remember when, you probably don't, why would you? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was attacking conservative speech, and she tweeted, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. Oh, okay. But that doesn't apply to Jimmy Kimmel today. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ought to be a bartender. Ilhan Omar, who's a jihadi. And were it not for the United States of America,
I got to wash dishes. I ran dishwater. I got my sink full of dishes. I need to go wash.
Country. And Ilhan Omar tweeted, bottom line, your opinions have consequences like everything else. Now, tell me, Ilhan Omar, Allahu Akbar, does that apply to Jimmy Kimmel or just to people that didn't vote for communists? I'm a little unsure at this point. Isn't that amazing? And the Hill, the people at the Hill, the left-wingers at the Hill. Kimmel's chances of returning to ABC look increasingly slim. This is the people at the Hill newspaper in Washington, D.C. Comedian, if you can call him that, Jimmy Kimmel's chances of returning to his late-night perch looked increasingly slim Thursday, a day after ABC announced it was indefinitely suspending him under pressure from affiliates and President Trump's administration. They had to get the political lie in there. Where's the pressure on ABC to suspend Kimmel from Trump's administration? Where is that? I've been looking for it. Industry observers, along with voices on both sides of the political right and left, offered differing rationales for why Kimmel was unlikely to return to the small screen anytime soon. But across the political and media worlds, there was near universal agreement that it was doubtful Kimmel will make a comeback after losing his desk in a sudden move on Wednesday night. They're such drama queens, aren't they? Are they all queens? It's kind of a weird thing with these people. Some voices saw the reason for Kimmel's suspension, remarks about the political background of the man suspected of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk, as being an excuse for a company to cut an expensive property who had fallen out with some viewers. You mean his ratings plummeted? All as late night shows have lost some of their cultural appeal. Listen to the BS that they're peddling here. Just say his ratings plummeted, because the New York Post has the accurate story, which lays out the fact that his ratings plummeted and that he's getting 129,000 viewers in the month of August in the coveted demographic that they seek, right? And they're paying him $15 to $16 million a year, but with bonuses, they can be paying him over $20 million a year, and he's getting ratings that the Cartoon Network would laugh at. So that might have something to do with it, just suggesting. But they're wrestling in any case. They're saying he's not likely to come back. Last night, the executives were having a big meeting. Everybody was waiting for results of the meeting. But I was texting with a friend who's smart on these matters last night. And I said, I bet they sit on it for a day or two, maybe over the weekend, make an announcement that the show's not coming back, or even sit on it until next week. In the meantime, stations are running Celebrity Family Feud instead of his show, which is probably getting higher ratings. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. And keep in mind, the horrors of censorship, which are not in evidence here in the United States. And Breitbart noting, no one banned Jimmy Kimmel from every social media app. That happened to Trump. No one conspired to put Jimmy Kimmel in jail. That happened to Trump. No one fired a bullet at Jimmy Kimmel. That happened to Trump and Charlie. Now, the Democrats, they're unwell and they're violent. Isn't it extraordinary? And keep in mind that he was proud to announce Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel obtains Italian citizenship, the old Italian name Kimmel, amid celebrity exodus talk. Jimmy Kimmel's 2025 Italian citizenship highlights timing. And this is the Visa Verge. And Jimmy Kimmel, he went and got in August of 2025 of this year, just recently, weeks ago, he secured Italian citizenship. So he's obtained dual Italian U.S. citizenship in 2025. And telling the Sarah Silverman podcast, I did get Italian citizenship. With Italy's state news agency, ANSA, cited by multiple outlets, recognizing that he got Italian citizenship, apparently some ancestry, maybe on his mother's side or his father's mother's side or something like that. And good for him. That's great. August 11, 12, 2025, he got Italian citizenship. Now he's talking about leaving and going to Italy because censorship and the $20 million a year salary for having a 1 hour talk show every night with 55 producers. But never mind that. Man, oh man. Our Democrat Party. All right, let's go back the Daily Show. That guy, did you see him? He looked like somebody's great grandfather. You see, I hadn't seen him in such a long time. He had 33 writers for a 30-minute show when he had a cable show way back when, and now he looks like I don't know, something out of a cartoon, old guy cartoon. And the Daily Show, they brought him back for a minute.
Are the naysayers and the critics right? Is Donald Trump stifling free speech?
Here's Hitler.
Of course not, John. Americans are free to express any opinion we want. To suggest otherwise is laughable. Ha, ha, ha. We are a nation of diverse perspectives, and we are not afraid to be different.
Now, you may remember, I heard that, and they did the same thing on the Colbert or one or the other with the other people's voices chanting in unison. And they're supposed to, I guess they're trying to be funny, but they're not. And it reminded me of Democrat professor Francis Fox Piven of the Clarendon Piven strategy about collapsing capitalism in the United States of America. And they were training the next generation of glassy-eyed zombies at the Occupy Wall Street gatherings, where you remember they all slept in their own feces. They had to set up the rape tents because there was so much sexual assault because Democrats are all criminals. And this was not a joke. They were literally doing this. Yeah, you have energy. You are amazing. You're supposed to say, we are amazing. She's saying, you are amazing. You don't say, you are amazing back to the person. The glassy-eyed loons that the Democrat Party is raising.
We are a nation of diverse perspectives, and we are not afraid to be different.
That's where they learned this stuff, at Occupy Wall Street. The glassy-eyed zombie apocalypse is the Democratic Party in the United States of America. At CNN, they have an alleged reporter whose name is allegedly Elizabeth Wagmaster. Wagmaster, she's the Wagmaster. Not Wagon Master, but the Wagmaster, like the tail that wags the dog. And it turns out Jimmy Kimmel, when ABC decided we're going to suspend him, they talked to him about his idiot lie propaganda that the guy that shot and assassinated Charlie Kirk was a MAGA Republican, left-wing terrorist propaganda. And so the executives, they went to Kimmel and he said, oh no, I'm going on tonight and I'm going to raise more on. I'm going to blame Trump for Charlie Kirk being shot. I'm going to make it worse for you.
Jimmy wanted to go on his show last night, and in his monologue, I hear that he wanted to address the backlash from the right regarding his commentary about Charlie Kirk's charged killer. And I hear that monologue was very hot. It very much took aim at MAGA. And that is when the executives said, we can't have him go on the air tonight.
The Democrat Party is the party of the Confederate States of America and the American Civil War. Democrat presidents got us into, the Democrat president of the Confederacy was Jefferson Davis. Republican president of the Union, Abraham Lincoln, they shot him in the head and killed him, as they've done so many times before. Abraham Lincoln, James Garfield, William McKinley. They also shot and wounded Teddy Roosevelt and shot and wounded Ronald Reagan, shot and wounded Donald Trump, shot at Gerald Ford. They shot and killed Charlie Kirk. The Democrat Party does a lot of this. And I saw a report today in some fake left-wing newspaper that the Justice Department took down a document from the Justice Department website, a study done by Democrats that said, oh yeah, the overwhelming majority of political violence is Republicans. Oh, okay. I guess I don't follow the news as I thought I had. And then they have another communist, Van Jones, who, after declaring he was a communist, was brought into the Obama White House, very excited to bring him in. And Van Jones, they hired him for millions of dollars at CNN to be a communist there.
This is a major moment in American history. This is a crossing of the Rubicon.
Not shooting Charlie Kirk.
Take this very, very seriously. For ABC to capitulate preemptively is handing powers to the president he does not have.
How far up your rectum have you wedged your shaved head, Mr. Communist? Honestly, Van Jones, it's a crossing of the Rubicon, not shooting and assassinating Charlie Kirk while he's speaking to college students, not the murder of Charlie. That's not what is crossing the Rubicon. It is ABC suspending Jimmy Kimmel's late night show, which was being watched by 129,000 people in the demographic. That's it. That's the end of our republic, the end of democracy, the end of free speech. All of these ridiculous left-wing claims are lies, big, fat lies. You know, the all-new third-generation Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier has finally arrived, and the third-generation Eden Pure Thunderstorm builds on the incredible success of the previous generations, which already earned thousands of five-star reviews on Al Gore's amazing internet. This new Thunderstorm uses two technologies that studies have demonstrated help to kill up to 99.9% of bacteria and viruses floating in the air, removes dust and pet matter and smoke, and any odor floating in the air in your home, in your office. You also don't have to buy filters and replace them over and over again like you do with some air purifiers. The thunderstorm will help get rid of any stinky smell. Guaranteed trash cans, cigarette smoke, liberals, protesters, kitty litter boxes. And right now you can save $200 when you get a 3-pack of Eden Pure Thunderstorms. Just great for a whole home protection. Bring one to the office. Make one a gift. Just great stuff. Right now, all you have to do is go to EdenPureDeals.com and use the discount code CHRIS3, CHRIS and the number 3 to save $200 on 3 thunderstorms. That's EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is CHRIS3. Yes, sir. Yeah, and it's the end. It's crossing the Rubicon. It's the end of, and the government had nothing to do with it. The FCC top dog did an interview and said the networks aren't necessarily living up to the requirements for licensing. And that's it. Then Kimmel was suspended because of low ratings, and the Democrats want to start a civil war over it.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Looking for a Super Duty without the super price tag? Bob Johnson Ford of Pulaski wants to see you behind the wheel of the iconic Super Duty. And that's why they're doing $7,000 off MSRP. Check out Bob Johnson Ford's massive selection of Super Duties in stock and bring one home with a massive $7,000 discount. Don't miss this incredible deal going on now at Bob Johnson Ford at 84 Caprera Drive or BobJohnsonFord.com. See store for details.
Are your paid search campaigns struggling to drive real growth? Viant reaches your audience where they really are on streaming TV. Visit ViantCTV.com to learn more.
Ever wish buying a home was as easy as clicking your heels 3 times? At Northern Credit Union, we know there's no place like home. We offer first-time buyer programs with no closing costs, VA, USDA, season, new construction, and many other loan options. If you're dreaming of home ownership, Northern will help you get into your new home in 3 clicks of your heels. Getting approved is quick and easy, and with our meet or beat rate guarantee, you know you're getting the lowest rate possible. Our team is here to help you along the yellow brick road to home ownership with honest advice, personalized service, and support every step of the way. Click your heels or just call or text, because at Northern, there's no place like home. Northern Credit Union. Mortgage magic in the real world. Call or text 315-782-0155 or apply online at mynorthern.com. Federally insured, NCUA, equal housing opportunity.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on
What time is it? 10:57.
Sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This week on sports news, football's newest star.
I washed my dishes, but I didn't rinse them. I'll do that
They make it easy to find your
after I quit doing this.
across live TV and streaming apps, so you never miss a moment. And with access to your game stats and scores in one place, it's good. It's DirecTV like you've never seen it. Visit directtv.com today. Internet connected Gemini device and separate subscriptions required. New residential customers auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Equipment lease required. Unreturned device fees apply. Credit card restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Dennis Quaid here. There's a pressing issue that still needs attention. The state of
Dennis Quaid.
We're dealing with $6 trillion.
This is the guy you look like, CB.
Is now greater than our entire defense budget.
One of
for
them.
the first time in history. And with global tension still high, it's more important than ever to help secure your financial future. That's why I partnered with a great company, Goldco, who is offering you a free copy of their gold and silver kit. The kit contains vital information to help you navigate the current economic landscape and offers strategies to help you protect your life savings. Get a free gold and silver kit to get the facts and make a decision that's right for you and your family by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You may even qualify for free bonus silver plus a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
WMAL, making sense of the markets because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Now, the House of Representatives, run by Republicans, just introduced and had a vote on a resolution honoring Charlie Kirk. A resolution to honor Charlie Kirk. And it passed, but AOC voted against it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez voted against honoring Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated just over a week ago by a Democrat who thinks that his boyfriend is his girlfriend. I guess he used his grandfather's rifle to assassinate Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk was normal and pro-American, and has a wife and two little kids. Now he's got a widow and two fatherless kids, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And it's not just Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that voted against it. 58 Democrats voted against the resolution to honor the recently assassinated Charlie Kirk. Okay, 38 more Democrats voted present, just like Barack Obama on killing children when he was in the Illinois State House. He voted present for that. So that is, 96 Democrats that did not vote for a resolution to honor Charlie Kirk. 22 additional Democrats had not voted last time I looked. So the Democrat Party is pro-assassination. The Democrat Party is pro-death. The Democrat Party, well, they don't make good neighbors. I think we'd agree on that. The funeral is on Sunday in Arizona, and security is absolutely crazy.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. New this hour. A woman claims a man tried to sexually assault her during a concert at Chippy Lube Live in Briscoe this week. The woman told Prince William County Police she was approached by a man who told her he had a knife, that he forced her into a secluded area where she was given an unknown liquid to drink before the attempted assault took place. Police say the two then separated. The woman returned to her friends, and she reported the assault to police the next day. She says she received minor injuries. Police are looking for a man described to be in his late teens to mid-20s with short brown hair. New this hour, police called to a report of a vehicle being tampered with in the Woodlawn area of Fairfax County. Arrived at the scene on Buckman Avenue at around 5 this morning and found a man shot to death with multiple wounds to his body. Police say they've identified the victim and that he lived in the area. Police do not believe it was a random shooting and that the victim was targeted. The spokesman told 7 News there was definitely evidence of some sort of disturbance. Investigators are still trying to figure out how that evidence connects to the crime. Have you noticed the number of Virginia political ads shooting up on TV? That's because early voting started today.
Current Lieutenant Governor Winston Earl Sears is the Republican nominee. Former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger is the Democrat seeking the office. Virginia voters will also be choosing all 100 members of the House of Delegates, the lower chamber of its legislature. Early voting in Virginia goes through November 1st. The actual election day this year is November 4th. Eben Brown, Fox News.
A Manassas money-saving plan to store energy has run out of juice due to safety concerns.
I always get the question about what keeps me up at night. It's kept me up.
Kansas City's Fire and Rescue Chief Edward Mills at a recent city council meeting. Despite the potential financial benefits in the storage and release of low-cost energy during peak use to residents, Mills had to discuss the possible dangers with the so-called BESS or battery energy storage system, like fire and risk for explosion. Resident Christina Brooks brought history to the public comments.
We can't be the city that burned down twice.
In 1905, there was the Great Fire of Manassas. City Council and the mayor all voted against the plan. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The House expected to vote today on a funding plan that's aimed at avoiding a government shutdown.
The stakes are high. A government shutdown could mean that 2.3 million federal employees are off the job. That's everyone except those who work in national security and serve in the military.
But they still get paid.
Compel air traffic controllers to work without pay. House Speaker Mike Johnson is confident the House can pass the bill. But it's about the math. Johnson can only lose 2 votes on his side and still pass the plan. Those bills need 60 votes to pass. That's why everything could stall if Democrats vote no. And then the blame game begins.
Fox News' Chad Pergram. Checking your money. The
Yeah,
Dow is
trim
up
my
45
fingernails.
points at this hour. The NASDAQ is up 78. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It's sunshine savings at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Plenty of late model vehicles with low miles on the lot right now, like a loaded 2016 Lincoln MKX, only $15,999, or a 2020 Acura TLX, beautiful, low miles, just $27,999. A 2018 Toyota 4Runner, 59,000 miles, would look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Widget Auto Sales on Out of Washington Street, and see them online at widgetautosales.com. The used car leader.
But I don't want to get a flu shot.
You don't want to get the flu again. It's just a teensy little poke. Hi, guys. I know you don't like needles, so I brought Fuzzy.
What is that?
It's a device that uses vibration and ice to help take the sting out of shots. See, hun, that wasn't so bad.
Wait, you did it already?
Yep, Fuzzy helps. And Kinney is the only pharmacy that has him.
I'm going to tell everyone I know.
Great. They can schedule online at KinneyDrugs.com.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday ticket for YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promo. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only. And auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer. WMAL traffic and weather. Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the inner loop of the Beltway now, there's a mobile work crew that is heading between Loop 1, Alexander, and Telegraph Road, blocking the right lane. Very slow across the Wilson Bridge, heading from Maryland into Virginia. North of that, on the inner loop, northbound 495, a little bit heavy, Granite Road to Gallows Road, and so again, north of that, from 123 into the work zone north of the toll road before the George Washington Parkway, and that's blocking the right lane. Maryland inner loop also very slow from the Baltimore Washington Parkway down to Medical Center Drive. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
After a cool start, temperatures will soar into the mid to upper 80s. A few of us may even hit the 90-degree mark today on this finally Friday. Skies will be mostly sunny. Skies will turn partly cloudy this evening. A stray shower not out of the question tonight as a cold front slides through, and that'll drop highs into the 70s for the upcoming weekend. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
82 at Reagan National, John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Yeah, it's a shame that that's where their party is moved. It's not where America is. I mean, my gosh, we've seen such an outpouring of love for Charlie, what he represented, the idea that we should be able to debate freely even when we disagree and do it in a civil way. And that's what Charlie did, and it's what he represented.
That was Congressman Steve Scalise, who was also shot by a Democrat with a rifle and nearly killed when a Bernie Sanders volunteer showed up on a baseball field in Virginia and tried to mow down the entire Republican baseball team. In a suicide attack, yet another Democrat suicide attack. And now, Led Zeppelin. You know, the Democrats call theft in Washington, D.C. They call it TPWR. TPWR. The Democrats now call criminals stealing your car, stealing your stuff. They call it TPWR. Oh, what could that possibly mean, you're wondering? Taking property without right. You don't have the right to take that property. So if you steal somebody's bike, you knock them off the bike, you steal the bike, they call it TPWR, taking property without right. That's what they call it. They're the party of criminals. They're the party of crime. They're pro-crime and pro-criminal. They're not civilized people. They're the left. And there's no censorship going on in Jimmy Kimmel being suspended by the Disney Corporation. He's not getting any ratings, and he goes on and spreads absolute lunatic lies. You know, he should go on, I guess he's not going to be on tonight because on the local TV we've got Family Feud. We got Celebrity Family Feud. Oh, tonight is the special, that's right. I apologize. Tonight is the special on Charlie Kirk. And on Sunday is in Arizona in a football stadium is the memorial service, the funeral, the mega funeral for Charlie Kirk. He had many friends, unlike Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who voted against a House resolution to honor Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated by a Democrat last week. And 58 Democrats voted against the resolution. 38 Democrats voted present. 22 additional Democrats not voting because, including Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I guess a couple of Democrats voted for the resolution. I think Hakeem, the jihadi anti-Semite Jeffries, he voted for it. But, you know, he's a showboat. It's all a TV show to him. So we've got that. And again, Democrats believe no matter what you say, there are no consequences for what you say, for the things you say. But never mind what they were saying a couple of years ago when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences, right? And when Ilhan Omar said, bottom line, your opinions have consequences like everything else in life. Sure. There you go. She said, does the First Amendment protect your freedom of speech? Yes. Does it protect you from being shamed or shunned by others? No. Bottom line, your opinions have consequences like everything else in life. That was Ilhan Omar then, but now, were it not for double standards, liberals would have no standards at all. Aren't they amazing? I've got to say, I got a friend of mine, Scott Hoganson in Texas, sent me his article in Town Hall. This morning, he sent me his article in Town Hall. The headline is Burning Cities versus Burning Candles. And that is sums it up very well right there in the headline when it comes to the difference between the Democrat Party burning cities because a career criminal drug addict died of cardiac failure while resisting arrest. And of course, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a Democrat criminal who thinks that his boyfriend is his girlfriend, and then thought he was going to get away with it, I guess. They're not very bright people, these Democrats. But my friend Scott Hoganson in Town Hall, Burning Cities versus Burning Candles. The disdain for Charlie Kirk's death is remarkable to see. From entertainment figures and university professors to social media influencers and cable TV commentators, it's hard to recall any time in our history when a man's murder has been so cruelly celebrated. But this heartlessness isn't limited to academia and coastal liberal enclaves. It's deeply embedded among the grassroots of the Democrat Party. I didn't know what to expect when I attended a meeting of local Democrats in my North Texas community Wednesday night. The county where I live voted for President Donald Trump by a 13-point margin last year. So I live in D.C., where they voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz by, I think, a 92% margin. And that's why we have the highest murder rates. You know, just look at the voting totals, and I'll predict reliably the homicide rates. But Scott continues that he went to his meeting of Democrats, local Democrats, in his North Texas community. The county where I live voted for Donald Trump by a 13-point margin. Crime and poverty are well below the national average, while household income and home values are well above the national average. I strolled to the meeting hall filled with several dozen people. And
it's amazing. Alpes says that he doesn't want me in his chat, but he's watching me.
A liberal at a neighboring table told her companions a joke. She said, Charlie Kirk's awful, terrible, no good, very bad day. Sure, that's because she's a funny old lady. To which one of her table mates responded, oh, that's great. And another said, geez, that's good. Other people could be heard chortling at the gag, thinking it's funny. It's funny. It's a very, very bad, horrible, terrible day. The meeting was called to order by a middle-aged woman who opened by saying, before we really get started, I just wanted everyone to take a deep breath. And they all paused for a deep breath. Hold it. Pausing again. Let it out. This is not yoga, is it? This last week has been an especially shocking one, a challenging one. So I just want everybody to take a moment to remember who we are. Yeah, you're the assassins, and you're celebrating the assassination. And who we are to each other, right? Right, Scott writes. Who they are as people who joke over political assassination. Who they are to each other, people who laugh at each other's jokes about political violence. This is today's Democrat Party, and this is Texas, no less. The meeting continued with a PowerPoint presentation on transgenderism and transgender ideology, which opened with a series of definitions of various terms and acronyms, one of which included the letters M and F. When asked if everyone knew those terms, one woman twice suggested MF. The term means mother beeper. That's what the funny lady said. Oh, MF, it's male, female. But no, she says it's mother beeper, prompting another attendee to say, hey, there's a 5-year-old here. There's a 5-year-old here. The crowd laughed for 7 seconds. He's got a recording. Sure, this little meeting in North Texas represents a microcosm of the ideology that has taken over much, if not most, of the Democrat base. And it's been writ large in recent years. Consider the summer of 2020, after a previously anonymous career criminal in Minnesota with a heart condition and enough drugs in his system to kill him died while resisting arrest. America exploded. The The mass of people reacting to the death of George Floyd set whole neighborhoods, buildings, police, and private vehicles ablaze. The riots in Minnesota, Kenosha, Portland, Oregon led to particularly vivid displays of arson, but they were not isolated events. Protesters set fires from Boston to Los Angeles, Seattle to Tampa, many cities in between. A lot of those not setting fires were busy looting, shooting, beating, and killing people. Nobody surveyed the thousands of violent protesters and to determine their political affiliation, but I'd wager they were not proponents of property rights, free markets, capitalism, the rule of law, or other precepts to define modern American conservative ideology. They burned cities. Now consider the summer of 2025. A globally recognized conservative organizer, youth leader, and proponent of Christianity died when an assassin sent a .30-06 round through his neck while inviting political conversation.
Well, it was a 30-06.
People reacted to this, and they wept. Many who weren't gathered at memorials from coast to coast, bringing flowers, flags, and prayers with them. They reminisced, right? They read scripture. They sang hymns at evening vigils. I'll wager they are not proponents of income redistribution, state-controlled grocery stores, unbridled illegal immigration, state-mandated gender policy, or other precepts that define the American leftist ideology. They burned candles. These stark differences in ideology probably aren't surprising to the 27% of Americans who are registered Republicans or the 27% registered Democrats as measured by Gallup in 2023. But they're hugely influential among the 43% of registered independents. Millions of them have seen an outpouring of grief, love, heartfelt vigils for Charlie Kirk. And honestly, they have candlelight ceremonies and not firebombing Jewish governors' mansions with Molotov cocktails, as the Democrats do, because the Jewish governor is too pro-Israel. Isn't that amazing? So leftist ideology indicts itself once people see it in action. Perhaps that's why the New York Times last month raised the alarm about voter registration crisis, in which Democrats lost more than 2 million voters over the past 4 years, while Republicans gained nearly 2.5 million voters. People are beginning to see the ideological differences in American politics, and they're choosing to burn candles instead of burning cities. Very nice, very nice, very thoughtful. And Scott is a friend. If you come along on our sea cruises, you might know Scott and his wonderful wife and his wonderful daughter as well. Burning cities versus burning candles. Very good stuff, I've got to say. And wonderful. And I want to thank Scott Hoganson for that, because that's sums it up quite nicely. Got to say, bloodthirsty, violent, firebombing, racist Democrat mobs across the country, sacking, looting, plundering all over the country. And that's because a career criminal junkie died of heart failure while resisting arrest. And the Democrats saw it as an opportunity to burn, loot, kill. It's what the left does. It's what the left has always done. Speaking of which, you see this guy. This is a wild one too. Gotta say, Democrat bloodlust. Ohio Sheriff's Office investigating political buttons at county fair. This is kind of an amazing story. Ashland, Ohio. Authorities in Ohio investigating political buttons seen at a county fair. According to WJW, Ashland County Sheriff Kurt Schneider is confirming an investigation. Political buttons seen at the Ashland County Fair on Thursday, September 17th. Images show they've got buttons with red baseball caps like the MAGA hats, with words like fascist, resist, felon, and fascism, in addition to fascist and fascism. And then they have the buttons with the felon on the red cap. Is he dead yet? Is he dead yet? And this was being sold by whom? By the Democratic Party there. Their official table at the county fair. You know, Big Wireless has been pulling one over on all of us, and it's time to make the switch to consumer cellular. Listen, I made the switch. I'm getting the same fast, reliable, nationwide big wireless coverage without the big wireless cost. It's not just about saving money at the end of the month, although that's good. It's also about not being used and abused by the big cell phone companies that have been taking you for granted. Do you have any idea how much data you use every month? Probably not. I have no idea myself. Most people over 50 use less than 8 gigs of data in a month. A 19-year-old might use 10 times that much, and Big Wireless wants to shove you into the unlimited plan because they're redistributing your cost to pay for younger people who use a lot more data than you do. Now, if you're not using all that data, you are the one being used and abused. Had enough of that? Make the switch to consumer cellular. They set me up with a service and a phone. Incredibly easy to make the switch. You call, you talk to an actual human being, not a robot. Based right here in the United States, not in a far-off land. Real human beings who are helpful. Only takes about 20 minutes to make the switch and save all that money. So give them a call today and make the switch at 800-760-0702. That's 800-760-0702. Yes, sir. Yeah, the Democrats. It turns out it's the Democrat Party table at the county fair selling buttons with MAGA-looking hats. And is he dead yet?
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/Westwood1 and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
But I don't want to get a flu shot.
You don't want to get the flu again. It's just a teensy little poke. Hi guys, I know you don't like needles, so I brought Fuzzy.
What is that?
It's a device that uses vibration and ice to help take the sting out of shots. See, hon, that wasn't so bad.
Wait, you did it already?
Yep, Fuzzy helps. And Kenny is the only pharmacy that has it.
I'm going to tell everyone I know.
Great. They can schedule online at kennydrugs.com.
What does a smile in Ocean City, Maryland sound like? Are you smiling yet? Of course you are. After all, Ocean City, Maryland is somewhere to smile about. Plan your trip at OCOcean.com.
Ah, the Florida coast. Verbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast that Airbnb wishes they had. That's 57,000 exclusive perfect sunsets for your team to miss because they're on their phone. 57,000 exclusive patios where Grandpa can man the barbecue in his Kiss Me I'm Famous area. 57,000 exclusive hideouts to briefly ignore your email. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip.
Looking for a super duty without the super price tag? Bob Johnson, Florida Pulaski, wants to see you behind the wheel of the iconic Super Duty, and that's why they're doing $7,000 off MSRP. Check out Bob Johnson Ford's massive selection of Super Duties in stock, and bring one home with a massive $7,000 discount. Don't miss this incredible deal going on now at Bob Johnson Ford, 84 Capella Drive, or BobJohnsonFord.com.
They feel that you're saying enough.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook at DraftKings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
It's 4:07 a.m. Birds are starting to chirp. And while most people are still counting sheep, you count stock gains, inflation ticks, and quarterly earnings. Because getting ahead in business takes stubborn curiosity and a refusal to log off before the dots connect. The details must skim past you read twice. Because when the world wakes up, you want to be 2 steps ahead. Get ahead with WSJ Plus, offering insights from the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Market Watch, and Investors Business Daily. Because fortune favors the ambitious.
Later this afternoon on the Derek Hunter Show, the Democratic Party finally found speech that embrace attacks against Charlie Kirk. We'll talk about it at 3 o'clock on WMAL. Now, the Republican House of Representatives today passed a stopgap government spending bill, which Chuck Schumer plans on sabotaging and blowing up. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, said they're not having any of Chuck Schumer's bourgeois.
What Chuck Schumer is trying to do, he wants to reinstate health care to be provided free by American taxpayers for illegal aliens. We're not going to do that either. He also wants to add $500 million to prop up left-leaning media organizations.
NPR.
We're not doing that either. Mm-hmm. Chuck Schumer chose to try to make this a partisan exercise, and Hakeem Jeffries as well. And it's wrong to do that.
And he's planning on adding, $1.5 trillion in spending to spread around to the left because he's a criminal, because he's a radical, he's a leftist, he's not a liberal, he's a modern Democrat. And the Speaker said $1.5 to $1.6 trillion that Schumer wants to throw in the pot here and bring back the $500 million for NPR and PBS because those are left-wing Democrat propaganda organizations from coast to coast. And free, that is to say we pay for it, health care for every stinking illegal alien gang member who is engaging in human trafficking in the United States. And the Democrats are big supporters of, their love affair with NPR and PBS is all the evidence you need to know that these are Democrat Party propaganda outlets. And throw another 1.5, 1.6 trillion. What's a trillion here, a trillion there. Pretty soon you're talking about real money. I've got more Democrat insanity coming up, and Democrats fighting for illegal aliens in New York, in Chicago, at ICE detention facilities, where they want to break them all out like it's, a third world banana republic.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, the House votes on a bill to avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month.
The yeas are 217, the nays are 212. The bill is passed.
But 7 Democrats need to vote yes for it to pass in the Senate. Senator Mark Warner.
There's not even any ongoing negotiations.
GOP Congressman Jason Smith tells Fox News he hopes Senate Democrats
will not shut down government.
Lack of passage could be bad for D.C., given the bill passed by the House restores $1 billion in funding cut last time a CR was approved. The House also passed a resolution paying tribute to Charlie Kirk. Also breaking this hour, President Trump just got off the phone with Chinese President Xi Jinping. He says they made progress on very important issues, including trade and approval of a deal.
I took my garbage out.
Top ban in the U.S. He also said he and Xi will meet at the APEC summit in South Korea And he'll go to China in the early part of next year. And President Xi could come to the U.S. at an appropriate time. Traffic weather next.
This report is sponsored by Marlowe Furniture Massive Store Closing Sale.
Marlowe Furniture is closing its doors forever.
Thought I fucking timed you out, Charlie.
With prices slashed on everything. Up to 65% on every item and every top-name mattress. These are extreme markdowns and drastic price cuts at the Marlowe Massive Store Closing Sale.
Here's Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In the Alexandria area of Fairfax County, Buckman Road remains closed both ways between Janilee Avenue and Route 1 Richmond Highway because of an ongoing accident cleanup and investigation. Around the Beltway now, the inner loop is going to be very slow from 123 up to the work zone after the toll road along the right-hand side of the roadway. Outer loop delays begin after Old Georgetown Road across the Legion Bridge to the construction after the George Washington Parkway in the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Today, sunny with a high near 87. Right now, 79 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Warning, inflation is back on the rise. The national debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market is at an all-time high, and wars continue to rage across the globe. Experts are predicting a massive economic crash for 2025, and you should be ready. Will you sit on the sidelines?
Thought I timed you out. Didn't I fucking time you out? Thought I fucking timed you out.
Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, where you'll learn why tens of thousands of hardworking
did time you out.
and even the world's central banks are turning to precious metals to help protect and diversify their money. Get your free gold and silver kit from Goldco by calling 855-GOLD-IRA.
So that's twice I've timed you out, Charlie. Try again. I should go rinse my dishes now. Took my garbage out. That last bong hit made me sneeze.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings.
The old factory's working.
Use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings.
Yeah, I'm doing this for Alpa. She needs viewers.
Gamble in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text
HOPE. Oh, he's up to 4.
369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Agent eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expires 7 days.
So 4 people in this chat, and I don't see Tony posting.
Offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital
that leaves Andy, Patrick Rowe.
Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/co/NFL.
Oh, of course, I'm there, but I'm not posting. I'm just spying.
Sunshine savings at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Plenty of late model vehicles with low miles on the lot.
Hey, electronic surveillance is not spying.
Only $15,999. Or a 2020 Acura TLX. Beautiful. Low miles, just $27,999. A 2018 Toyota 4Runner, 59,000 miles. Would look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Widget Auto Sales on Anna Washington Street. And see them online.
Well, see me, they're the same lookers that go to JC's and everybody else's. So
Ever feel like your car is trying to tell you something? Trade me in.
one of them's rum.
Well, guess what? Bob Johnson Ford of Pulaski is listening.
Pulaski. Told you, Pulaski, New York.
That's right. Whether it's a clunker or a classic, bring it to Bob Johnson Ford of Pulaski at 84 Cabrera Drive and let it live its best life.
Can you hear it coming?
JohnsonFord.com and make your car's dreams come true. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Has said he wants to add $1.4 trillion in new spending. The answer is, heck no, we're not doing that.
Sorry, 1.4 trillion. I was off by 100 billion. They throw these numbers around. Chuck Schumer wants to add to the already existing budget passed by the House 1.4 trillion because I brought in a soundbite today of Chuck Schumer. The House has now passed the spending bill to keep the government open. And Chuck Schumer is out there saying that he's going to shut the government down because he wants $1.4 trillion and $500 million for NPR and PBS because they're propaganda networks for the Democrat Party. And if he doesn't get everything he wants, then the government will shut down. And then he knows that the news media will blame the Republican Party.
The American people will look at what Republicans are doing, look at what Democrats are doing, and it will be clear that public sentiment is on our side.
Yeah, for health care for illegal alien gang members and human traffickers, and you're paying for it. Get back to work. The Democrat Party. Say, we had a nice listener call in today and speak to Jeff Wolf on the phones today, and explain, didn't want to go on the air, and explain that at work he's been talking about Charlie Kirk being assassinated by a Democrat who his boyfriend thinks he's a girl, right? And assassinated Charlie Kirk. And also a bit of irony here that the Democrats are screaming and yelling about free speech because Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended by ABC Disney for spreading insane, gigantic Joseph Goebbels style lies that it was a MAGA Republican that shot and killed Charlie Kirk. And they spread this on ABC Network, and every Democrat in the country pounds the table and says, that's good. Van Jones and CNN, he's a communist. And all of them, yeah, you can't stifle people from going around saying it was a MAGA Republican that shot and killed Charlie Kirk. You're trampling my free speech rights.
He'd make a perfect bat. He's got them skinny ass arms and legs. Put a fucking,
defending free speech.
like Wile E. Coyote did in the fucking cartoon.
Advocates out there that we could talk to about this. Let me see. I know we've got a great free speech advocate, very vocal.
Hey, CB, he deserves to be trolled.
That was Charlie.
Alpesh Patel needs to be tied to a tree and fucking pissed on.
And assassinated last week by a Democrat whose boyfriend thinks he's his girlfriend. And that's all fine. And the Democrats don't have much to say about that. They don't have anything to say about that at all. Yeah, but we've got free speech advocates. We have one less free speech advocate this week than we had at the beginning of last week because you guys assassinated him. So keep that in mind, and the rest I can't say because of FCC rules. Isn't that amazing? No. Democrats. Oh yeah, and AOC. I mentioned that AOC voted against the resolution to honor Charlie Kirk. She voted against it. And today, the left-wing Democrat hacks like Jim Vandehey. He's like an MSDNC creepy newspaper cable guy. And he's announcing today on behalf of his party, the Democrat.
I haven't cut my hair. Except way back in February when I shaved everything off.
And her team, she has a team, are positioning her to run for president or the United States Senate in 2028, according to people familiar with her position. And Jim Vandehey, who types press releases for the Democrat Party at a left-wing outlet called Axios, AOC's 2028 decision, run for president or Senate. We truly have reached the idiocracy that had been foreseen so long ago. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, D, New York, and her team are positioning her to run for president of the United States or the U.S. Senate in 2028, according to people familiar with her operation. She has an operation. Isn't that amazing? So, and this is what the Democrats have to offer. She should be a bartender. And I'm sure that she wouldn't be a good bartender because she's not smart enough to be a good bartender. Isn't that amazing? And then she voted against to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. She voted against that. He was just assassinated by a Democrat. And the Democrat Party they're not a good group of people. Boy, are they not a good group of people. I am telling you. Let's go. Let me go to soundbite number 10. This is Democrat senator in the United States Senate, the United States of America, Once a great country. And this is a Democrat senator by the name of Chris Murphy. Boy, we're going to have to take it back from their cold, dead hands, aren't we? Senator Chris Murphy, because ABC Disney has suspended Jimmy Kimmel, who said on national television with a straight face or a transgender face that it was a MAGA Republican that assassinated Charlie Kirk last week. This is Democrat Senator Chris Murphy.
Stephen Colbert is gone. Jimmy Kimmel is gone.
We're not dead.
We see what is happening right now. It is the systematic destruction of free speech in this country. It is Donald Trump using the power of the White House to try to shut down any speech that opposes him. There may be no democracy to save a year from now. This is a red alert moment.
It's a red alert moment. That, just like Jim Vandehey's got his red alert on AOC running for president. That would be a red alert. Might require divine intervention to prevent that. Yeah, Colbert's show, according to reports from inside CBS, was losing $40 million to $50 million a year. And they informed him very politely that when his contract expires, they're going to keep paying him millions of dollars a month between now and then. But they're going to discontinue because he's losing a lot of money for the network. And then Jimmy Kimmel is getting 129,000 viewers in the demographic and on a network television program, broadcast and cable. And honestly, the Cartoon Network gets better numbers than that. And here's Christmas, and it's the end of democracy. We may not have a democracy because CBS is dumping a guy whose show is losing $40 million to $50 million a year. I don't think he's a capitalist, Chris Murphy. If he owned a business, he wouldn't own it for long, because when you're losing tens of millions of dollars, you don't keep.
He banned me
over and over again. Then Illinois governor, who inherited billions of dollars from successful ancestors. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, known as Circumference in Bugs Bunny circles. Again, if ABC suspends a talk show host, it's the end of the world.
If you're not paying attention now and doing something about it, well, then you're going to have to sit down the rest of your life, because democracy is being taken away.
Democracy is being, because ABC suspended a talk show host. They use the words, but they don't know what they mean. And he looked very angry. Speaking of which, did you see him yesterday? There's a great story about J.B. Pritzker, who was holding an event, and this is quite amazing, I've got to say, in Illinois, where he invited in people who were supposed to be heroes of the Democrat Party revolution. And the dipstick, the dim-witted governor, Democrat governor of the once great state of Illinois, he brought in some people who are supposed to be heroes of the revolution, right? And posed for photos with one particularly criminal guy. And they took photos of the white governor with the black man wearing a safety vest, the kind you wear if you're, picking up litter on the side of the highway because you got busted for drunk driving or something like that. But this is amazing. The governor posed for photos with this guy. And let me go to CWB Chicago. Days before fatal Mag Mile crash and grab, accused man posed with Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois at peacekeeper event while wanted in 4 states. I'm sorry, what happened here? And CWB Chicago, days before, and Mag Mile is Michigan Avenue, like the most deluxe mile of road in Chicago, where Oprah Winfrey has a $50 million condo and a skyscraper, and all the high-end stores are there, like Louis Vuitton. And here's
I guess he doesn't want to play.
Pritzker posing with his personal friend, Kellen McMiller, and it turns out that there was a famous robbery in Chicago last Thursday, right, when an innocent man was killed, that is to say murdered, when a crash and grab robbery went wrong. I don't know if that's them going wrong or going right, but here's the guy posing with the governor who is in with the mob, crashing a vehicle probably stolen through the front, the glass wall, this 35-year-old guy, Kellen McMiller. And they crashed their vehicle, or somebody's vehicle, through the storefront at a Louis Vuitton store 919 North Michigan Avenue. And there's video shows several men running through the shattered storefront after backing a pickup truck through the front window at the Louis Vuitton store. And they grabbed $700,000 worth of Louis Vuitton things and stole the stuff, right? Now, he's been arrested, and after he's arrested, it's like, hey, isn't this the guy that was standing there with the governor a couple of days ago having photo ops with the governor? Yes, it is. And then it turns out that he's actually wanted in 4 states. He's wanted for crimes as a career criminal in 4 states. And here he is with Governor Pritzker, who still has the temerity, the audacity, the mendacity to show up in public and say anything. These people, there's your, here are the 4 thugs, the mugshots of the 4 thugs. They're all African-American men. This guy, I think, has a big tattoo on his forehead. And that's okay, because Pritzker took pictures with McMiller, and he's one of the criminals that crashed the truck through the front of the Louis Vuitton store on the nicest block in all of Chicago, stole $700,000 worth of stuff, got arrested, and the crash and grab. It's like a smash and grab, but you got to crash the whole vehicle through the front of the building. Isn't that amazing? So he's charged with battery of an officer, resisting arrest, resisting an officer with violence, carrying an open container of alcohol. And this is the Democrat Party. This is what they do. He's wanted in the state of Florida, wanted in the state of Indiana, wanted in the state of Wisconsin, and now unwanted in the state of Illinois. And here is Governor Pritzker out there saying democracy is being taken away because Jimmy Kimmel's show has been suspended because of low ratings, and then lying on national television. And again, the FCC issues these broadcast licenses to networks, and in the language passed by Congress for FCC to authorize broadcast licenses, there has to be a public service element in the broadcasting that they provide. Isn't that amazing? Speaking of communist-loving Democrats, Eric Swalwell, was he still having a sexual affair with Fang Fang, the Chinese secret agent that was sent here to recruit communists and recruited Eric Swalwell when he was a city councilman in California and raised money for him and ushered him to Washington, D.C. in the House of Representatives, then to the Intelligence Committee, where he sat as a Democrat while having sex with a Chinese secret agent, honeypot, named Fang Fang. Isn't that great? Eric Swalwell on CNN with John Berman showed up wearing a baseball cap from the Jimmy Kimmel show.
You are wearing a hat. What does that hat say?
He can't see it.
Damn right I am, John.
Damn right.
Was a guest on the Jimmy Kimmel show. He,
who cares?
Every night has a right to come into any house that wants to watch and entertain Americans.
Any
just
house.
as Greg Gutfeld on Fox has a right
It's
to
Gutfeld.
be not funny and go on his network and entertain.
Well, he gets 3 times the ratings or 4 times the ratings that this clown gunny is wearing his Jimmy Kimmel hat. He's got a right. Does he? And then and it's Manderson Pooper there, who's a billionaire himself because his family made lots and lots of money, and then they pay him $15 million at CNN also. But never mind that. He bought a firehouse in New York as a party house for his friends, and so he got that. Just amazing, just amazing. And there, and he's got a right. Does he have a right to the 11:30 time slot? Manderson Pooper didn't ask that obvious question. President Trump is having none of this. He was in the United Kingdom before flying home yesterday, and he's back in Washington now. President Trump asked about Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, no, Jimmy Kimmel, it's the end of democracy, the end of the First Amendment, the end of free speech.
Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago.
I honestly, this morning I was thinking, I do movies and things like that. There's an old movie that's kind of fun called Network, Patty Chayefsky, the writer. And the Anchorman, it's about a TV news network and a news show on a TV network in the United States. And the team in New York decided that their Anchorman, Howard Beale, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, was bad for ratings. What are they going to do about that?
This was the story of Howard Beale, the first known instance of a man who was killed because he had lousy ratings.
Yeah, and that was the end of the movie Network, which nobody's seen in a long, long time, but it's kind of fun. They had a show that they dedicated to the Maoists. It was considered to be ironic and satirical at the time. Now it's a little too close to reality. Hey, how about all those Democrats in New York being arrested and handcuffed because they're fighting for more illegal aliens to be in New York, and they want them freed? Gang members, human traffickers, wife beaters, let them all go.
These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The NFL season is rolling. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HEART. That's code HEART to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings.
I'm looking through my Confessor. Alan Parsons. I could probably play a couple tunes by them. I just stay here and drink. Tommy, can you hear me? Tommy, can you see me? Tommy, can I feel you? Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Do. Holy Diver. Don't play Jeff Beck. Don't play Lou Reed. The Who. Tommy the Who. Musical. Pinball Wizard. Red Hot Chili Peppers. What do we got here? Carly Simon. Weird Bill. So I hooked this account to my smart TV. So anything I play here shows over there because it's the same account. That's what I should do right there. Be right with you. Yeah, Patrick Rowe is over at Acid Trip's fucking panel right now. Billy Gaden, Billy Gaden. His fucker must be drunk already. He's got to be drunk. So one more time, the last call. Nobody comes up. I'm going to shut it down and come back later. It's pretty simple. I'm going to go rinse my dishes, let them dry and put them away. And sit down and relax and watch TV program and not listen to these fucking idiots. Radio programs. Oh, I mean, I could listen to more radio. There's more, it's on all fucking day. Them birds they splashed almost all that water out of that fucker. I just filled it yesterday. Wow. 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 This particular one right here, it's about 18 minutes long. This one here, it doesn't ding me for playing this. There's no ding. It'll say my video is not available in certain areas or whatever. Jarl in drag, huh? He is a drag. I'll give him that. He's a fucking drag, all right. Well, I say, it's the last days of summer. It's kind of nice here. Hope it's nice where you are. I think I'm going to go for a walk first. Walk around for about an hour. So I'm going to shut down. I offered last call. Nobody wants to come up. That's fine. I'm really more. I like the side chat too. Yeah, they both go together, but. They'll be talking about me whether I'm here or not. So I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. 11 people on my meter. Acid drip. Bye. I'll see you later. Get it out, Tom. Hurry up. It was funny in Vegas earlier. All right. Bye, everybody.